I put my hand in my pocket. What do I feel? 110 stories of concrete and steel I like to watch. That plane-shaped pole really gets me hot. But the big ball of fire is the money shot I like to watch. I like to watch the plane going in. I like to watch the flame shooting out. People dive into the street while I play with my meat. My steel melted and my tower is coming down.
Hello. Well, my mic might be relatively quiet, whatever. If you recognize that song, you're an OG. That is I Like to Watch by the Church of Euthanasia. It is a church which is devoted to encouraging people to kill themselves because the only thing that could help planet Earth the most is if everyone died. It's an interesting song. It is very old. Actually, to their credit, the Church of Euthanasia put out that it's literally a music video where a guy jerks off to 9/11 footage with like a robot voice talking over it. And they put out that music video like literally within months of 9/11. I want to say it was like January 2002 when they put that out. And they had the audacity to even screen it at like independent music and like music video festivals, like for independent movie makers and stuff. And I want to say that they won an award at some venue for it. It's literally just footage of a guy jerking off to 9/11. So it's really weird. Anyways, it was shockingly, like if you're a zoomy zoom and you don't remember 9/11, you have no, like everything is like irony poison now. There's nothing that is like, besides saying the tranny word or the Negro word, there is no way for you to imagine like the N word, but like a bunch of white guys are saying it at the same time to an actual black person. That is how offensive the footage of a man jerking off to 9/11 was, and talking about how hot it was that people were committing suicide. It was extremely offensive. People were very sensitive over their country being attacked at the time. So to have the audacity, the friggin' audacity to put out a video like that was really a monument to their tenacity, to their desire to test the limits of freedom of speech, etc., etc. So, don't know. Yesterday was Patriots Day. Patriots Day is the nice name that Americans have given the anniversary of 9/11. It was declared it's not a federal holiday, but it's a recognized holiday. It was declared that by George W. Bush. And that means that Americans don't get it off, but they do lower the flags to half-staff in honoring the remembrance of the victims or whatever. Every 9/11, I think I even played that song on stream before, but I like to complain about the same things over and over again because I'm an old man. I'm literally like a decrepit old man at this point. So I went to the Odyssey chat's not showing up. I will fix that. But I want to remind everyone of my major gripe. Did not cut off my phone as a professional. Oh, the Orange Cow commented on my Rumble video. Wonderful. Thank you. I'm glad I got an email notification about that went to my phone. But okay, I like to complain about the same things over and over again. And what I like to complain about in regards to 9/11 is that they did not rebuild the World Trade Center as they originally intended to. Like every single person in the country after 9/11 seemed aligned that for Ground Zero, we should have built the towers back exactly the way they were, except maybe a little bit taller, like add on another 10 stories or some shit. And for whatever reason, we didn't do that. I've heard people, I've talked about this before, and people bitched and said like, no, man, like it didn't make sense because of XYZ. The fucking Freedom Tower sucks. I think we all agree that the Freedom Tower sucks and the Ground Zero sucks, and we should have just built them back twice as tall. Maybe if you really wanted to make them the same height or whatever, And then you can just put like a giant, or like, you know, like join them together. You can join them together after the original height and then make like a giant middle finger that's specifically oriented to face Mecca. So, you know how like the Muslims have to face Mecca to like to pray. You just do that with a giant, an enormous 20-story concrete middle finger. And then you can even make those like the executive suites. Like if you're Larry Silverstein, if you're Lucky Larry and you're you still own your buildings and you've just acquired billions and billions of dollars out of nowhere because after defrauding the only insurance company in the world that's not owned by Jewish people, which is the Swiss insurance company that the World Trade Center says. If you're Larry Silverstein, you can like sit up there in the middle finger. You have like a giant window for your the fingernail for the middle finger facing Mecca. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's an inside job. The point is that people believed it wasn't. So therefore, they would want to build the World Trade Centers exactly as they were, with a giant middle finger facing Mecca. Because even if it was an inside job, Mohammedans are worshiping a pedophile, and they should be flicked off anyways by a giant tower in New York City. Do you understand? Understand, boy? Do you know what I'm talking about, boy? It doesn't matter. I don't have to like them just because it's an inside job. Come on, being ridiculous. So where are we? Where are we today? It's the 12th. Actually, it's not really. To be quite honest with you, where it matters, it's not actually the 12th anymore. It's the 13th. Anyways, whatever. Let's move on. We have some news, and therefore, chat, what do we do when we have news to talk about? We need a professional correspondent to help us navigate these complex waters, these treacherous white waters that we find ourselves in. And that, of course, we rely on the news hamster. The rat. He's not a rat. If we're gonna be specific, you can say that he's a rodent. That is technically correct, therefore the best kind of correct, but he's not a rat. He doesn't have a long tail. All right. Let's start off with the MGM hack. This was funny to me. So MGM, if you don't know, is like a massive conglomerate of all sorts of different entertainment venues and hotels in the world. It used to be that the MGM, I want to say MGM is also, they owned a bunch of movies back in the day, right? I don't know if they sold off MGM, like the film studio, to anybody. It's really sad when you think about like classic American stuff and the MGM Lion and all this cool stuff that we associate with Americana, and how it's like all owned by like 3 different companies now. Like every entertainment industry owns everything. It's under like 1 or 2 different companies. And now in Las Vegas, I want to say like 75% of all the casinos and shit on the strip are owned by like MGM and the other one, I don't even know what it's called. And then there's a couple independent ones that are still open, but generally speaking, if you go to the strip and walk into any casino, you will either be walking into MGM or the other one. But yeah, it's pretty fucking sad. So MGM gets hacked. Oh, actually, I don't even know. They say it's a hack. I don't know if they've updated this to say if they figured it out, because MGM hasn't released a statement. When I read this, when it came out, it said that MGM doesn't even know what happened. So they get hacked, and then this is the future hell world that we live in, is that MGM gets hacked, and then the result is that every single MGM studio, not even in the US, not just the biggest strip, not just half the biggest strip, not just the entire United States, the entire world, all of their hotels go offline. Key cards just stop working. Every key card in the entire world owned by MGM just stops functioning. And then even the slot machines go off. The slot machines are so computerized that they can't work without an intranet connection, or a lowercase I internet connection to the MGM internet. So if you ever wondered how, like a lot of people kind of have a sense that slot machines are rigged, but when you play like modern electronic slot machines, it's not just rigged. There is a team of PhD psychiatrists who have specialty degrees in consumer psychology, and they have a dedicated workspace to figuring out how your brain, your junkie gambling addict brain works, and how to milk you for every penny that you have, how to give you just enough slack that you'll come back and you'll put your house down on a slot machine. That is what they're doing. And when the slot machine is not connected to the MGM lowercase I internet, it just doesn't know what to do, because there needs to be like a central computer running these algorithms to figure out how to fuck around with you and yank you around like a when you play with a dog and the dog is like biting onto a rope and you're just like yanking it around. That's what they're doing with you when you play those fucking slot machines. And now there's like definitive evidence. It's like every single thing that happens on the slot machine has to be processed by their central computer. There's no independent behavior that's originating from the slot machine. It's just like happenstance. It is centrally organized. But that's funny. Remember to support small businesses, chat. Oh, also Stake got hacked. I think I talked about this last stream. If not, I'm going to mention it just in case. Stake on the 4th got hacked. 4th of this month. I might have mentioned it last stream. Just to cover my bases. Stake is the company that owns, that is what's his face? Bossman Jack plays. Oh, it happened right after my stream is why I didn't mention this. It happened like during my stream. But Bossman Jack's website, stake.us, got hacked and they lost, I want to say 40 million. Is it written here? $16 million in cryptocurrency. I want to say it was more than that. I want to say it was $40 million that I read elsewhere. But there is some discussion about this because it doesn't seem to have impacted their site at all. Like the games are still playing. They're still paying Bossman Jack $200 a day as like a sponsor. So there were some theories that it was not actually a hack, and it was just them pretending to be hacked so that they could exfiltrate $40 million of cryptocurrency to their own accounts, and then pretend that they got hacked and write that off as like a tax credit or some shit, which is a pretty good theory. I like that idea a lot, so I'm going to roll with it and say that it was an inside job because that's funnier to believe. Not because I have any evidence of it, but because that is also the funniest thing to believe. However, I'm sure you'll all be pleased to hear that Bossman Jack remains completely unaffected by this hack. Treachery, says The Spectator. He says, treachery, Americans rank Britain the world's best country. I can fucking guarantee you that they did not ask me about this survey. If they had asked me to rank countries, I would have made sure that my independent input into this survey was so negative, so black hole-ish, that there would be no way for even a top ranked country to escape, and it would be ranked the worst country. They would have a scatter plot, right? And let's just say that there's 1,000 respondents and all of them rated England 10 out of 10 somehow because they're brain damaged. My response would be so negative that the average would reduce it to the last place no matter what. See, more at least I don't get shot doing me maths, eh? Sad, isn't it? At least I got private healthcare. So sad, isn't it? I have to wait 8 years and then they chop off my dick, but at least it's free. Sad, isn't it? That is British people, just the worst. This article is very slant. This has to be like a conservatard outlet. The one of those kind of conservatard outlets where they're like, woke mob. What's fun words? Woke mob. The demon rats voted for Let's Go Brandon. That's the kind. I'm getting that kind of vibes here. Nigel Farage, a British person, by Getty. Thanks. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. I can look at this person and tell by his phenotype that he is British. I know who fucking Nigel Farage is. However, chat, as funny as it is to call the voters on this, the respondents, as they're referred to, of the survey, traitors, because they are, let's be honest, let's be real. If you would say that England is even a livable, passable country in 2023 as an American, you are a traitor. And I mean that in the criminal sense. I mean that we should hang you for treason and revoke your because treason is the only way to get your passport revoked, your citizenship revoked in the United States. We should hang you for treason is what I'm saying. Anyways, so besides this, there is another form of treason, even more dastardly, even more insidious, than voting England as a good country, chat. And we all know what that is. And that's not supporting America's most important asset. The thing that makes an American, that defines our country and our heritage and everything about us every day. I'm talking about our heroes. And you know what I mean? Our military industrial complex. Yahoo News asks, is Elon Musk a traitor? U.S. to hold closed door meeting over whether billionaire is conducting own foreign policy. Elon Musk, if you've been to X today, which I haven't because I'm not allowed to use X, but you would see that there is a term trending on the trending area, and it says Elon Musk is a traitor, hashtag. Why, chat? Why do the general public believe that Elon Musk is guilty against crimes of high treason against the United States federal government and her people? The answer: he controls an internet service provider called Starlink, and he has not permitted Ukraine to use his Starlink to commit a surprise attack against Crimea last year. The news that I think it was Elizabeth Warren, the fake Indian, who told Elon Musk that we would like to use your satellite internet service to conduct a Pearl Harbor style attack on Crimea. And he said, no, I am not getting involved in that. Fuck you. The Pentagon is now conducting an investigation into Elon Musk's allegiance and are considering that perhaps he is conducting his own foreign policy that is in contradiction to American government's interests. And if so, chat, then he will not be allowed to have any contracts with the U.S. government because they would consider his interests and his financial enrichment a deficit to the U.S. government's foreign policies. A lot of people have taken to calling him a traitor on Twitter, which is, it's so strange to me how many people are like just openly war hawkish like for insane reasons. I can totally understand like not supporting this war, because I do not support this war. I see it as two countries that are literally, like, Ukrainians and Russians are so closely related that they are considered brother and sister country for like centuries at this point, and now they're just fucking straight up murdering each other again, as Slavs do. But so I don't support it, and I can understand not supporting it and wanting to help Ukraine or whatever, especially when it comes to like non-military stuff, like trying to help the people that are stuck there and shit. But if someone is non-interventionist and doesn't want their shit to be used to kill people in an attack, then why are they not allowed to say so? Why is it treason to be like, nah, you can't do that? It reminds me of after 9/11, incidentally, when the United States went into Iraq, I think it was Iraq, the French did not want to join us. They said, we have no interest in being in Iraq. That wasn't even the country that attacked you. If we're going to be real, it was Saudi Arabia that attacked you. Why would we send people to go die in Iraq for no reason? And Americans were so butthurt about this that we declared the French to be treasonous, and we called them cowards again. And we tried to rename French fries to freedom fries. Like, unironically, we tried to rename French fries to freedom fries because people thought that French meant French as in the country, not French as in Frenched, as in the type of cut that the potatoes are cut into when they're turning into French fries. So that was really embarrassing. It's strange how easily people can be goaded into supporting shit like that. Like, they're indignant that he didn't allow his resources to be used to kill people, and that makes him a traitor. Just strange. And I don't even like Elon Musk. Though it is fun. Maybe this is just the cover. Like, they release this information now to try and hurt his company because he's suing the ADL. And they're like, oh, well, we tried to be extremely Jewish and to call him an anti-Semite. And now that he's suing us, everyone seems to be supporting that. So maybe we can make him look like a traitor to the United States. Wait. What country is Elon Musk from? South African, Canadian, and American. He's from Pretoria, South Africa. He's a tri-citizen of South Africa, Canada, and the United States. Okay, I guess he can be guilty of treason. I was like, you can't be guilty of treason if you're not an American. I mean, he's only a treason against one of his countries. He's literally not even American. How can he be a traitor? I mean, okay, fine. He is a citizen. I was going to say, is he really even a U.S. citizen? It doesn't make sense. He's an African American. That's right. As long as he keeps good with the brothers, he ain't done nothing wrong. Speaking of the brothers, we got to talk about black people. You see, chat, it has been theorized for some time that the we was monkeys and shit is actually false. And now we have new evidence to suggest that primates came from the continent of Europe and not the continent of Africa, which would mean that we wasn't monkeys and shit. However, I've always taken issue with the whole we was monkeys and shit because if, from what I understand, Europeans are like descendants of a hybrid of Homo sapiens and Neanderthals, or Neanderthals, if you want to be extremely correct about it. So Europeans are like a unique blend of Neanderthal and Homo sapien. So even if we was monkeys and shit, and even if monkeys was African and shit, then we're not really the same, because we're from a different lineage with a completely different genetic background from a completely different area of the world, right? So it has never jived with me that it's like everyone is exactly the same. It just does not make sense yet. However, now the Heckin' Science has found some evidence that perhaps monkeys wasn't even African; they was European. Which means that the smug, condescending, retarded pricks that constantly opine, actually, we're all African. They can now be shot dead, legally speaking, with this finding. When someone is that fucking wrong and that fucking stupid, you're actually allowed to shoot them dead on the spot where they stand. Maybe in some, not everywhere, maybe only in Oklahoma or something, maybe like in a specific county of Oklahoma. That's true. I'm pretty sure it's true somewhere though. Anyways, let's watch a sexual assault chat. So an Asian streamer gets sexually assaulted by a Pajit in Hong Kong. This is extremely uncomfortable. I will turn it down just a little bit. So I want you to know, everyone rooting. I guess I was wrong. I think I even mentioned like that I didn't have an issue with Pajits as much as I did other places, but now I have to retract that because they're obviously menaces.
Okay.
You may mute and look away. I will clap.
Listen. Oh, please. Oh, please don't hold my arm or whatever.
I'm alone.
No.
I did. I really underestimated them. It's so weird because she's like obviously got her camera out and is recording. Like she's holding up her camera and you can see the screen of the camera as she's walking about, and he's still just like he's still just following her. In fact, at one point he says something really gross.
MRT. I have to take MRT.
Listen.
离开他。I have to take.
I'm alone.
I'm not alone. I'm not.
She said, okay, I will skip this part. He literally presses her up against the wall. I think he cops a feel, and then at some point a guy walks up and it breaks it up. So this is the guy. He sees it, and at that point the Pajit immediately disengages. So extremely cowardly. And the funny part about this, because that's not very funny, is that this was posted by Comment Cop, who I always thought was going to be kind of base because he was like a huge troll of Keemstar for a bit. And as it turns out, he's actually a huge faggot. And I hope this man feels secondhand embarrassment. He says, Twitch streamer got sexually assaulted by a stranger while live in Hong Kong. Aktil Uzri says, you see a pattern. And Comic Cat says, yeah, but only with freaks like you that says this anytime a criminal isn't white. Now, I would like, I understand that I am a level 99 racist. In fact, I've maxed out my racism. I have 245 million experience in my racism skill. So let me assist Comment Cop, who is a retard. The name Akil Uzri is not a white name. White people do not name their children Akil Uzri. That is simply not accurate to define him as a white boy, because he ain't. Unless you're implying that he has secondhand racism. Jalen Tranny Flag says, being a woman is so scary. Oh no, a real woman gets sexually assaulted. It's literally me. I'm so vulnerable. Isn't someone gonna molest me? Think of the trannies, guys. Think of the trannies. Wonderful. I don't know who Jalen is, but yeah, you got my point. He says, I get your point here, but the guy you're commenting to is Malaysian. Now, again, expert level racist here. Malaysian is not a white country. They may take issue with that. Travel says, now it's common knowledge that Indian Pakistani men are way more rapey. This is true. Man, another two who just replied to this are kind of proving your point hard, huh? The guy you're replying to isn't even white, but the criminal isn't white. It's angry. It's weird that you're more angry at people noticing a pattern than the fact that there is a pattern. And then all those tweets got deleted. Oh no, this one did. That said stupid faggot. Mutaha says this guy deserves a clean shot to the head. Totally agree. Base post. His name is Amit, and he works at the Rahastan Rifles Indian restaurant. He's been following her around for like 15 minutes prior to assaulting her, initially getting her attention by asking her for help with the public transport system. Very rapey. Very sad, chat. Very sad. Now, here's a question. An Indian man walks into Hong Kong and he commits sexual assault on camera. But what were to happen if a black man were to walk into Japan and say mean things? Let's watch.
What's going on? What? Just don't grab my camera. All you have to say don't is grab nothing. Oh.
Anonymous sent $3 Hiroshima Nagasaki 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 Hiroshima.
What's going on?
Let's take a second here. Number one, the guy that punches them appears to be white. I mean, that's a white man, is it not? So this guy has got some level 99 yellow fever. He goes to Japan, and then when people begin offending the Japanese, he's willing to punch people to defend their honor. I also want to point out that they literally clap.
Hiroshima Nagasaki Hiroshima Nagasaki Hiroshima Nagasaki Hiroshima Nagasaki.
This is a story that literally ends with, and then they all clapped, which is very, very impressive. I also want to point this out. You ready?
Grab nothing.
Hiroshima.
Oh.
Nagasaki. One more time.
Don't grab nothing.
Hiroshima.
Oh.
Nagasaki. And then immediately, ting.
Anonymous sent $3 Hiroshima Nagasaki Hiroshima Nagasaki.
That guy got his money worth. That is the most amazing, timely, impeccable super chat ever created in the history of mankind. There will never be another super chat that tops that super chat. For as long as things exist, it will never happen. So very incredible clip. Based white man exercise demonstrating how white people do racism, or how they did before they were chatteled in their country. And the Japanese people, as we can demonstrate, seem to be appreciative of this lesson of how white people do racism. Give them a hand, chat. Give them a hand.
What's going on?
I hope that nothing bad happens to that guy, because that's pretty base. I don't necessarily co-sign that. I mean, I don't know if I can encourage people to be violent, but I would say that was extremely well deserved and or said. Okay, that's all the commentary that I can give in regards to that. Let's get some more melanin content. This will be a melatonin rich episode, unfortunately. there is now a trend in the club, as I am informed, that black people. Actually, I had a different rewind. We're gonna reorder things. Geez, dude, this sexual assault stuff is so bad. We need something to wash that down with, chat. Unless you're a black person in the club, because now there is a trend in the United States where black people will buy extremely expensive alcohol and then they will just like pour it out. Let's observe this. So they just buy really expensive alcohol and they dump it. Let's watch it again. Look, they got all that liquor and shit, man. Oh yeah, pour it out. Damn. No, okay. When you say pour out a 40 for a fallen homie, that is usually to show respect. They're not pouring out a 40 to show respect to their homies and shit. They are literally just dumping out hundreds of dollars of alcohol for literally no reason. This is... I want to tell you that for my entire life, I have been blamed for oppressing black people, literally for as long as I've been alive. That my mere existence, that my white skin inherently oppresses black people, and that my family benefits from some intrinsic, non-existent, non-physical privilege of generational wealth, which was built on the backs of black people. And because black people do not have this privileged generational wealth, they are not able to succeed in this life because they don't have a platform to build their own wealth off of. And as I am being told this, literally my entire life, I sit here and watch an audience of black people pour thousands and thousands of dollars of alcohol literally down the fucking drain to impress one another for some reason. And I'm supposed to like... feel bad for this and think like, yeah, this is my fault. No, I did not do this. I did not impress this kind of bullshit on these people. If I was a slave owner, there's no way that my slaves would be doing dumb shit like this, wasting my fucking money, pouring my liquor down the drain to impress people. Like they would literally have more money than these people would. We would be a more profitable enterprise if I was running the show. Okay, so don't blame me. Don't blame me. Oh, this is completely I have literally no way to segue this. So there is a very, very popular video game platform for independent creators to use to like publish games, and it's called Unity. It's very, very, very popular. I would assume that almost every game that you see on the App Store is with Unity, and even if it's not a game, like a lot of people, when they make an app, they literally just take the Unity game engine, they download a mod that allows you to open web pages with Chromium, because Chrome's base is like open source. And then when you download the app, it's literally just like a fake unit. It's like a Unity shell that has a web browser in it. And then it navigates to the website that you're going to access. And they call it an app, but it's just a fucking website. And it's bullshit. And that's like almost all applications right now. It's just a fucking Unity thing with a browser attached to it. But Unity is extremely successful, extremely popular. And they have a problem. They make their money off of royalties. So if you make a game and it's very successful and you charge $60 for it, they are entitled to a proportion of your income. After, I think, like after $100,000, they're entitled to a percentage of all your profit from sales of your game. Well, as I just mentioned, most Unity apps, number one, aren't games. Number two, aren't $60. So their income potential is limited by the fact that they are not getting money from the majority of their producers because their products are not fixed with a price tag. So Unity has done some other stuff to try and make their engine more profitable. And one of the ways that they do this, Oh, the new CEO used to work at EA. Wow, what an interesting piece of information, as I'll get to. So a lot of what Unity does now is actually a kind of a third-party service. If you want to put ads in your game, so you make a free game, well, they don't make any money off the sale. So, but if you make a free game that you want to run ads in, you can very easily integrate Unity ad network into your mobile game. There's a huge number of people who are companies who advertise on this network, so you make some money from your advertisements, and Unity keeps their hand in the water, or so to speak. They are entitled to some money that they wouldn't otherwise make. They also have cloud services. So if you launch a game and you don't know how successful it's going to be, and you don't have your own way of scaling up your infrastructure, if it's massively successful and all these people are playing your game, you need tons and tons of servers to handle your player base. If you get lucky, well, you can set up your game so that as people start playing it and servers start getting overloaded, you can automatically deploy through their system servers so that it will scale basically infinitely. You'll never have any downtime. And then Unity also keeps their foot in the water, so to speak, by selling you the software as a service, the server backend. So they've been doing stuff like that for a while to try and make Unity more profitable than it is, and they already make tons of money. They make, I think, billions and billions of dollars a year, because most people, when you play a game, the person who made that game didn't make all the things you see on your screen. A lot of the code is from code projects that you can buy off the Unity 3D store. A lot of the assets, like the user interface, or things that you can buy off the Unity 3D store. You can buy full game demos, you can buy models, you can buy animations and rigging, you can buy everything there, and they make tons and tons and tons and tons of money off of this shit. Which is why if you're like an Indonesian child and you play nothing but free mobile games on the Unity or on Google Play, you're probably going to notice that a lot of games have a lot of things in common, and it's because the people making those games are downloading shit off the Unity store, and every time they do, not only does the seller make money, but Unity also makes a cut from the sale. So that shit's been going on for a while, and now Unity has gotten really greedy, and they want to make a income based off every download. So apparently, even if your game is completely free, if someone downloads your game, you owe them 20 cents. Based off of, okay, so this is the actual fee structure. If you have fewer than $100,000 over, or 100,000 download installs over their threshold, which I don't know how much that is, you owe them 20 cents per install. If you have the pro license, which is like something like $20 a month fee, then it's 15 cents per install. And if you're enterprise, it's $12.50 or 12 cents and a half a cent per install. And that scales down. So if you make a very successful app that has 1 million installs, if you're with enterprise or Unity Pro, you owe them a lot less. So these are examples. This guy is a developer. I want to say that this guy right here, Aggro Crab from Aggro Crab Games, puts out a notice saying that this is bullshit. And he explains that his game Muck and his game Crab Game have achieved between them approximately 30 million downloads between both of them. So he breaks down the numbers and says that for his game, he would owe Unity $5.6 million for using their engine to make what I assume is a free or very cheap game. Probably a game, it would be safe to say, that has not seen $5.6 million through its lifetime. This is not that bad. I disagree. I think that this is bullshit. This is like, this fee schedule is not to get you to pay 20 cents per install. It's closer to the they want to get you to buy the subscription, because I think the subscription for Unity Pro is like $200. Actually, I want to say it's $200 a month. I'll look this up real quick. Like, what they're trying to do is try to get you to buy the subscription. Unity Pro calls, I want to say it's $200 a month. I'll look this up very quickly because I think this is public. Enterprise is not public. Okay, it is $2,000 per year per seat. So it is just, I think if you yeah, if you buy it per year, you get like a little discount. So it's $2,000 per person. If you have a team of 5 people, then you would have to pay $10,000 a year for your licenses. But then obviously if your game is getting installed, millions of times, you would save that and much more, which is the entire point. They're trying to force you to buy this package that up until they added this, you didn't fucking need. If you were on the Unity Plus plan and paying $20 a month, which is more accessible to independent developers who are just starting and don't know if their game is going to make any money, there was no issue, right? So this is just to drive people to buy the pro license, and it's bullshit. So I'm hoping this might be a Unity killer, because a lot of people are not going to be happy with this, and they're going to look into alternatives. And there are alternatives. You have the Unreal Engine, which is very successful. It's also free, and has a lot of assets. PUBG is made in the Unreal Engine, so you can make very successful games off of Unreal. There's a very small open source engine called Godot, which is not as popular, but it has like its dedicated core. And then there's little engines like, for instance, if you wanted to make your game with Temple OS, there is Crunklord's engine that he just made. Other Rust trannies have made, I think Bevy is the name of the engine in Rust, but it would be really nice to see some competition to Unity, because it really is just a corporate beast masquerading as like a fun thing for independent game developers to play with. And it's not. It's a scam. It exists so that you get integrated into their system and then you never leave. And a lot of what they don't make their money off you having a successful game. They make money off you buying their fucking assets. I'm pretty sure that if you were to really break down their numbers, I bet you their asset store makes more money than anything else that they do. Because you get all those people who really hope to be like a successful game developer, and they're thinking, oh, I'll just buy some assets and cobble it together to start with. And then they bought like $100 worth of assets, and they haven't made any game, and they never will. Because when you buy something, you feel like you're making progress towards it. It's like buying exercise equipment and then not going exercising, right? Like, oh, I'll make a game. Let me buy all these assets. My game looks nice. And then you never finish it, and they make their money, and that's that. So yeah, I'm not really not a fan of them. They're too big and evil. Though they do the thing is that they do have smart people. I've worked with Unity a lot. I've never released anything that I've made, but I get into bits where I like really play around with it. I think I demoed like breathing simulator where I just did nothing but gas physics. I got obsessed with gas physics, and I took like an entire course on physics so I could learn about like thermodynamics and how that would work in like a closed environment and shit. I got really obsessed with that for a while, and that was all in Unity, and it was all with a ECS system, which in case you're wondering, Bevy with Rust uses ECS. And if you're going to get into the game development, I would suggest you look into using ECS over object-oriented systems, because it's extremely impressive what you can do with a modern multi-threaded processor, and a properly multi-threaded application. So that's just that. I just want to let people know about that. I'm minorly interested in independent game development, and I see this as a cash grab, and it's pretty fucking gross. And I know what they're doing, because again, you're gonna look at this as a entry-level developer and think like, oh man, if I make my game with the Unity Pro, I'll only have to pay a tenth of the install cost when I launch it. I'm gonna get the Unity Pro license right now, and then you and your buddy are paying $2,000 a year for a license that you're not even going to fucking use. You're never going to launch your game. Statistically speaking, you're not going to launch your fucking game. You're going to be a no dev forever, but you are going to be paying Unity $2,000 a year every year that you try to pretend that you're going to launch your game. And I just see it as exploitative of people who have like aspirations and stuff, and it's bullshit. Anyways, fuck them. Next, we have a hero, a real champion of free and open source software. That is my boy, Louis Rossmann, the most genetically indeterminate mutt on the planet, but somebody with a heart of gold. Let's read what he has to say, chat. Louis says, and I like to call him Louis because I know he doesn't like it. I found the developers to work on this last September at work and would have been working with them over the past year. Almost done. In a month, I'll do a full video with details and what we're trying to accomplish. Let me try it out and let me know what you think at grayj.app. Pro tip to Lewis Rossman: the English and American spelling of gray is different. The English spell it with an E, American spell it with an A. So that's a kind of name that you want to avoid in an app because it will confuse people. He says YouTube bans is only a very small fix to the overall problem. Switching platforms is too difficult. Nobody is going to do it as long as the new platform have a very limited amount of content to them. Who wants to move over to a new platform where you get 0.1% of the content on the main platform? It's just not going to happen. What if you could subscribe to all your favorite creators on every platform under the sun, all within one application? What if you could search for content on all these platforms within one application? And what if that one application offered you more features and functionality than the stock app that was made by the platform itself? That's what we're going for here, a complete eradication of the platform as the focal point. At some point, once we're out of alpha, I would love for this to work with a sovereign identity systems that being banned from one platform does not mean that somebody who I subscribe to can no longer find your videos elsewhere. Imagine being kicked off YouTube and Twitch and still having all your followers and being able to see your videos in their subscription feed as if nothing ever happened. That's the goal. So Lewis has an incredible vision and he has a beautiful dream, and I wish him enormous luck and success. And when he inevitably gets sued, I will probably donate to his GoFundMe because fuck these platforms, fuck Nomahan, fuck Amazon, just fuck them. Like I said, I don't even just want for these companies to die anymore. I want everyone associated with this dark age of internet censorship to go on a fucking list where they cannot be employed by anybody. Because you look at that employment record and say, oh, you worked in YouTube in 2023 as a community manager. No, sorry. We're not even going to employ you here at Burger King. You're going to have to apply for benefits. And since Donald Trump is now president forever and all forms of welfare have been discontinued, you're not going to get any benefits. You're actually just going to have to beg on the street. You're going to have to sell your pussy on the street because you're fucking worthless now. That's the future that we deserve, chat. That's the future that we all need, we all want, and we all deserve. Next. Sorry, I almost whistled. I stopped myself from whistling so that one guy who hates me whistling is annoyed. You're welcome, my friend. Genevieve Gluck from @WomenReadWomen says law enforcement in the U.S. city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin will no longer report the biological sex of crime victims, a decision made after, quote, discussions the department had with members of the LGBTQIA+ community. Wisconsin has the nation's 8th highest rate of domestic violence homicides wherein women are killed by men, which have skyrocketed by over 300% over the past decade. Every 4.5 days, somebody in Wisconsin is killed due to domestic violence, says Darlene Master, the executive director for a domestic violence shelter located within the state. Data shows that Wisconsin domestic violence homicides increased by 150% from 2019 to 2020, 250% from 2015 to 2020, and 300% from 2010 to 2020. Now, chat, that is an interesting statistic. I wonder what changed about Wisconsin from the years 2010 to 2020. Is there anything about Wisconsin that that we should know about? Hold up. Oh, Mall of America's in Minnesota. I know that. I'm thinking. I'm trying to say something about Wisconsin. I keep thinking of Minnesota and Michigan. I'm missing Wisconsin in their head. I mean, I know that they have their own, like, are all Somalians in Wisconsin, or is that only Minnesota and Michigan? Because they for whatever reason, they love putting Somalians up in the fucking cold states for some reason. Rich Evans teamed up with Patrick Tomlinson to eat black children. I mean, that's the real culprit here. I'm sure that if we just took Patrick Tomlinson and put him in a different state, Wisconsin's domestic violence rates would go down to what they were before, and that other state would have a 250%. Patrick Tomlinson by himself is causing Wisconsin's domestic abuse statistics to increase by 250%. We have Hmong people, not Somalis, and was, oh my god. Imagine having Hmongs in your country. Where the fuck are they even getting Hmongs? That's ridiculous. How do you have Hmongs in your country or in your state? They put Somalias in Portland, Maine, but I think most of Maine is white. White. Anyways. Yeah, this was about women, I think, and men, and not Somalis. But I found a way, chat. I found a way. RM to F. Wife and kids moved out while I was at work today. As I was leaving my office this evening, my pastor met me in the parking lot. Never a good sign. My dad asked him to let me know that my wife and kids had moved out and make sure that I was okay. I came home to find a mostly empty house. She left me a bed to sleep in and some kitchenware at least. No note and no explanation. This had previously been planned in advance. She had help from several, or had obviously been planned in advance. She had help from several members of my own family that I know of, possibly my own father. He at least knew it was going to happen. What sort of evil people participate in this? This is the kind of operation you would mount against an abusive husband. Are transgender people really this scary? I would have helped her move out if she had asked. Yes, obviously. Because you don't know how a mentally ill man in a dress is going to react when you tell him that you're divorcing him and taking the kids with you. So yes, that's generally, that level of uncertainty is scary to people, especially women. This is from the same person, by the way. So this isn't like 8 different Reddit posts. This is all the same guy. He says, my wife and mom say I should take a pregnancy test since I'm showing multiple symptoms. 1, my boobs hurt. 2, I constantly have to pee. 3, I want all the pickles. And all that's left is to get the stomach flu. So this mentally ill man in a dress believed that he was pregnant because he wanted to eat pickles. Well, I'm pretty sure this dude can deep throat pickles all day, every day, for various unrelated reasons to being pregnant. I don't think it's a symptom. And then he wonders why people are afraid of him and flee his very presence. Possibly not safe for work. What did you do with leftovers from Orchi if you're... Oh, your orchirectomy, if you keep them. So I guess he's talking about his actual physical testicles. What do you do with your testicles when you've had them lobbed off? And so I just had an orchie, and well, I guess I was still loopy from anesthesia. I asked to keep the leftovers, for lack of a better term. Now I have 2 testicles in a jar on my bathroom counter, and I have no clue where to go from here. I can't just throw them away in the trash because they're biohazard. Taxidermy, maybe. He says, why did you keep them? Didn't you want to get rid of them? That's a good question. Hell if I know. I was high as a kite at the time. My friend literally dropped me off at home and said, don't forget your party favors. I was like, what the fuck? Interrobang. Oh my god. I found it. For all these years, chat, I've said that there's no such thing as a base troon, but I'm afraid that I have to say that this is a factual inaccuracy now, because there is one troon out there who uses interrobangs, which is perhaps the most base grammatical thing that you could ever possibly do. Forget abusing your wife and kids. That's all water under the bridge when I'm staring at an actual real life interrobang usage. So there you go. Fun times. Okay, I have not read this story yet. So this is something that was requested in the Maddie thread. And now I'm going to give a real life Josh take. You ready? Dreamleaf 5 says, oh my god, this crazy turf mom posted an update a year after the kid looks even more miserable. Brett Smith says, I didn't affirm my daughter. I removed her from Contagion. Within months, she pulled what I called a cease and desist. She saw the truth and left the cult. Over a year later, she's still thriving more than she ever was when involved in the gender craze. Vouch, realize I have a trans son. Isolate him from his friends. Pull him from school. Try to conversion therapy him. Put him in a skirt and turf shirt so I can take pic for my hate group friends. 1 year passes. New pic of him. Jeans and dysphoria hoodie. I mean, it's the same thing she was wearing before, but it's a hoodie. So Vouch, the horse fucker, believes that a woman cannot wear jeans and a hoodie unless they are trans, unless you are physiologically a man in a woman's body. you are not permitted to wear jeans and a hoodie, as if to imply that no woman on earth has ever worn jeans and a hoodie that is not, it's not a tranny. I'm pretty sure that's just not how it goes. Grooming has never been more obvious. Base mom W. Kid looks happy in both photos. Clearly a good mom. The desire to display characteristics of the opposite sex or be a tomboy will pass once 21 to 27. It's a phase. Whereas trans hormones and surgeries are forever and very regrettable. Good on the mom and the kid. She looks way happier and glad she has a mother that protects her in her best interests at heart. I mean, she doesn't look... I feel like it would be extremely inappropriate to look at either of these pictures and then feel like you have a extremely good understanding of that person's emotional like state based off of them. I don't feel like I have what I'm saying is I don't feel like I have I'm not like, it's like they're looking at this one picture and they're just like, yeah, this is as I've now seen a picture of her at a year apart, I can now make the determination that she is more depressed now because just the way that her lips are upturned, like a little bit weird. Now, I will say this though, the valid thing that Vouch says is that why does this have to be on the internet? Why are you posting uncensored pictures of your daughter on the internet in a place literally filled to the brim with the most disgusting, degenerate sex pests on the fucking planet? Like, it's just so wrong. Why would you put your family on the internet? I just don't get it. And the thing is that even with shit like this, of course people are going to be reporting her to Child Protective Services and stuff, and they're not just going to be like, oh, she said that she detransitioned her son, her trans son, on the internet. They're going to lie. They're going to lie and say that you sexually abuse her, that you like pimp her out and stuff. Like, they're going to lie. And it can totally be avoided by just not posting this kind of shit on the internet. You know what I mean? Just weird. No, she's hot. Or not. That's my bad. I love how y'all are bullying a fucking kid. Psychos. Japan Watkins says she's dodged the woke bullet and escaped adolescence with her body intact and unmutilated. You craved the trans mafia in your jelly. Still called trans women or men protecting women. You can't have a daughter or pervert. Why are people always so concerned with other people's children? Groomer hiding replies. How exactly does she look miserable? A normal and healthy girl. Tunes them. Oh, so this is all replies to Vouch, I imagine. Ooh, Vouch got ratioed. Well, not even. That was the original post. 1.5 million people saw this girl's photo on Twitter because at least because of the mom posting it. You're just like, I don't give a fuck, man. That's fucked up. These dudes are mad that they don't have a unfiltered access to other people's children, and they call us groomers, Lamau. Ooh, nice soy jack. No, we almost had her. That's a good one. I like this post by Not Okay. Good job, Not Okay. Excellent post. I've never talked about this person before. I have no idea who they are. However, I am pleased to inform you that they are leaving the internet forever. Why do they leave the internet forever? Let's take a look. Let me tell you, it's about mementos. Natty Forsyth says, I'm leaving the lowercase I internet for my own mental health before I do something permanent. I'm not doing good. More videos may come out about me. I provided a lengthy statement to a few creators, so you'll probably see it here. It continues. Much of what people say about me is disingenuous, but I've also made mistakes that were my own fault along the way. I've been beating myself up over the past for nearly 5 to 6 years now, and I think it might be literally killing me. I've booked therapy appointments, and I'm trying my best to beat depression. And if I can't do that, I can get my life together a little more. I live in regret day after day, and posting to this channel isn't good for my mentals. I am leaving social media. I don't know if I'll ever even manage to make a decent life for myself, or not. but I hope I'll be able to get better. Regardless of anything, the labels people use for me are inaccurate. I've been legally investigated and cleared over allegations toward me, but where I've made mistakes, I see a pattern of carelessness. In my current day, my head is just racked. It's just not healthy. I would have to take a step back sooner. The more I stay, the more depressed I become, and the more time I waste not being in therapy. I will summarize this as best as I can. This guy did a sleeping stream. I think that he is a tranny chaser and he fucks a tranny, and he does like Minecraft videos or something. I want to say this is, what is
You
this?
did stream in your underwear to fans that were most likely almost entirely minors.
Is this Roblox?
Just to like fully confirm. you did.
Roblox?
Like I've already
I don't
stated,
know
I
what this
believe
is.
that Creekcraft would have
But
more minor fans.
No,
but
no, no,
believe
I know,
aimed
but
for
you
more of a
did,
teen audience.
you did. Well, I mean, teen is still minors, right?
listen to this Troon. Listen to that Troon talking.
I've already said a few
But-
times that.
No, I know.
Like,
I'm
yeah,
just,
there'll
just
definitely be kids watching.
you confirm, right? You confirm that you streamed in your underwear to fans that were most likely under the age of 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happened is that he fucked his tranny boyfriend on stream. He was doing like a Twitch live stream in the sleeping category, which I don't understand why is a thing. But he forgot he was live streaming and fucked his tranny boyfriend on stream. And then it came out that in his Discord, he has like a porn Discord server, despite the fact that he's like a children's entertainer. So it's like kind of inappropriate that someone who has young fans has like a porn Discord thing going on. So enough people have decided to devour this person for YouTube clout that he is like mementos and is quitting the internet forever. Hormone block, then. We're getting to it. We're going to have a holy trinity, as somebody said in the Man of the Internet thread. We're going to have a discussion of all three of the block games, but we'll get there in a second, chat. First, we have to be reminded that Dylan Mulvaney still exists. Take a look.
He looks so much better without glasses. Oh my god! He looks so much better too when I don't wear my glasses.
So something has happened and Dylan Mulvaney is becoming like rapidly creepier than he ever was before. He was already insanely creepy. However, now it's like really escalating in terms of creepiness. So that's him. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I hope you enjoyed. Finally, to cap off the Troon segment, chat, I guess the hamster can now go because we're entering the locale. We're segueing. This is the segue spot between Troons and news. Actually, oh no, it's coming up. Actually, hamster, stay put. Don't leave yet. I need you. I played this video last stream. I'm gonna play it again because it was horrific, and I hope you enjoy.
Valhalla will always be there.
Books are such a human thing.
Time to go hunt! Ow!
You think you seem scary. I really have gone insane, haven't I?
Yes, you did see this, but you've watched again and stalked your child because I want to punish you for watching my streams. I mentioned last stream that there's a 1000% chance that Frederick Knudsen will troon out because there's no way that any person can make that fucking video and decide to become a VTuber and not inevitably chop off their own cock and balls. Well, chat, it is my sincere I told you so to say that he is becoming gay on the Twitter. He says, He's now Frederick Knudsen Al T Astroline saying, haha, what if I was a cute anime boy? Haha, wow, that'd be nuts. Haha, wow, what if, haha, haha, whoops, haha. And then he posted this image of his anime character saying, you like kissing boys, don't you? So he's got the groomer haha down pat, and he's talking about, you like kissing boys, don't you? That means it's coming, chat. He will be chopping off that cock and balls sooner than later. And now I understand, by the way, he said shitty things about the Kiwi Farms on in an interview with like the Washington Post or some shit. He said that everyone on the forum is like heavily autistic and they only make fun of locals because they're spurgs themselves. Now I understand where he's going for. He's trying to get the Kiwi Farm shut down so that he can be a troon in peace and nobody will ever bully him for being that guy that made the Wings of Redemption videos, made a fuck ton of money off of it, and now is like a VTuber. Intradasting chat. We'll see how this breaking story develops. News Hamster has one more job, by the way. This is a never before seen segment on my stream, chat. I have an entire segment now dedicated to block games. You might be thinking, Josh, I already have Blockland on my bingo card that I play because you talk about the same shit fucking every episode. No. This is different. This is different than that. I have 3 different topics from 3 different block games, and we'll be going over them. First, chat, in Roblox or Roblox, whatever the fuck. Everyone yells at me when I say the name of this game, and I don't give a fuck. However, they have proudly announced, I think I mentioned last stream that there was like 2 different shooting threats that happened in regards. Actually, no, I did not. Let's talk about that first. The first was the femboy shooting threat. A femboy posted a bunch of tactical gear and said he was going to shoot up the Roblox thing. Today I'll be taking action against Relis for not doing nothing about Roblox Nazis and racists like real Rubenism. And last penalty. Hey, shout out to my boy Ruben, the only good Robloxer to ever live, who took on the mob and was punished for his gonzo journalism against Roblox and also making actionable defamation against them. And then someone actually showed up to the Roblox convention that was going on with a bunch of weapons, and he was arrested. Let's take a look at that.
Piece of shit. Yes! Sim Builder's fighting the cops. Sim Builder's fighting the fucking Sim Builder's fighting the police. Sim Builder's fighting the fucking cops. Yeah!
What the hell is going on?
So that happened. He got booked and everything. And then perhaps the insane person had a point, chat. Perhaps he had a point, because immediately after this, Roblox announced that they would be having adult-oriented spaces. So if you're verified over the age of 17, you'll be able to date in Roblox. It says here, for 17 plus verified people and 17 plus experiences, thousands of adults will meet for the first time in Roblox dating experience and subsequently form real life relationships. So they are bringing adult entertainment to the world of Roblox. And they now listen, it would be insane. It would be insane for a person over the age of 17 to ever play a block-based video game, ever. It would also be insane for anybody to form a relationship over a block-building game such as Roblox. We all know that these are facts, and anyone who would do so is literally unhinged and dangerous and probably wants to eat people alive. So I denounce this as hard as possible. Though this is not the worst thing that will be happening in regards to block-based gaming in the next coming months, because just recently, a bunch of independent developers released a porn video game. And when I say a bunch, I mean what appears to happen is that there was like a sex mod for Minecraft like years ago, and then a true no dev acquired this, obfuscated the source code with DRM, and then also released it with real ID verification required. So there are a bunch of people playing a Minecraft sex mod that they had to pay for, which has DRM built into it. And to actually play the game, you must actually log into Discord, open up a conversation with their bot, and submit real ID to the Troons to actually play the mod. Now, this is literally the most demonic sentence I've ever said. I think that I've said some things that are pretty terrible. I've played the Goon Clown clip. However, the Goon Clown, yes, is satanic. However, these combination of factors are like exponential, like to the power of 3s on top of each other. Troon Dev, DRM, in sex in Minecraft, Discord, real ID verification to a Troon. That's like to the power of 3, to the power of 3, to the power of 3, to the power of 3. That is some real ass demonic shit. Crazy. Just the worst. I can't show you anything from the mod. However, people have posted like snippets, and it's just like gross. It's literally just like Minecraft characters with tits on them, and you can like, the way that it works is that you have to, like, there are two game mechanics that integrate the sex. Either A, you pay for it, you literally pay for it, or B, you beat them into submission and then capture them as like a sex slave, and that's it. That's the mod, and the trannies are making a lot of money by selling this mod to Coomers and then stealing their IDs. So yeah, that's pretty fucked up. It would be pretty fucked up for any game to have a sex mod. However, chat, may I interest you in the Blockland rape mod? What is this? This is a mod because he doesn't really know why he made it. This mod allows you to rape a specified player if they are near enough to you. Simply type rape player name to rape a player, or type stop rape to stop raping your victim. There is a rape item and a sexually transmitted infection pill. If you are raping someone, repeatedly tap the spacebar to successfully rape them, giving them an STI that will slowly kill them. If you are being raped, repeatedly click or tap the spacebar depending on settings to free yourself, which will kill the rapist. There are 5 different types of STI. AIDS, which is incurable, slows your movement speed, kills you quickly, but is rare. Herpes is treatable. It will come back within a minute, but hurts you a bit and is less rare. Crabs is curable, barely hurts you, and is the most common. Gonorrhea is curable, hurts you more than herpes but less than AIDS, and is as rare as herpes. And syphilis has different stages, is curable up to stage 3, slows your movement down, hurts you based on stage you're in, but is as rare as AIDS. So all you people who think that these degeneracies on your Roblox and your Minecraft, I will have you know that in the cesspit of feral children devouring each other, ruining each other's lives, swatting each other, doxing each other, fucking with their admin for years and years and years, the pit which I have crawled out of, which formed me, the darkness that is my ally, we did it before. It was cool. We beat you motherfuckers once again. But Josh and we played Blockland. Actually, all the cool kids did. You would be surprised the shocking, if you were to like make a page for Blockland and say like alumni at the end, you would see some real interesting characters pop up in the alumni list. Let me tell you. Anyways, no more hamster. We're done. Let's take a look at Chantel. Chantel, so wholesome, so big chungus, so nice, and loves animals. I'm sure that whatever I have to talk about regarding Chantel today will, of course, be nice, and it will make everybody happy. It appears that in Thailand, Chantal took a trip to a Pet the Tiger zoo, which is where they sedate tigers and declaw them so that fat, retarded tourists can pose and flex next to them while they're drugged out of their fucking mind. And everyone is upset because obviously they would be. Yeah, that's not a joke, by the way. They've done like exposés on these zoos where you can pet the tiger, like in Thailand. This one's actually, they've done like expose videos on the tigers are declawed and they dope them up right before the tourists come in, so it's perfectly safe. And then of course God, I fucking hate the Kuwaiti guy she's with. Arab men are like disgusting animals. I don't know how else to put it nicely. Like they're so macho, and he's like, hey guys, I stand next to tiger and I flex, and then it's like, well, it's obviously not. He's like, I'm not afraid. I have not even 0% fear in my body because I am so strong. I flex next to tiger. I am so strong. I am man. I am real man. I pose next to beast. And then the tiger is just like obviously drugged. Like they've shot something into it. They tranquilized it or something. It's like it's just barely keeping its head up. It doesn't have any fucking claws. I don't know if the teeth are filed down or what they do with the teeth, but the animal's just sitting there in a daze, and he's like leaning on it and flexing and shit. And it's just like, okay, you fucking monkey. Yeah, I bet you seem you're real fucking cool, aren't you, buddy? Next to your drugged up pet that would claw your fucking throat out if it had the opportunity to, and it would be fucking base for doing so. But yeah, obviously people aren't happy about this. She says, there is no proof the tigers are drugged at all. Actually, the place claims they are not. We just love tigers and really appreciate being there in a way for humans to interact a little bit with these majestic creatures, blocking annoying comments, blaming us for the existence of the zoo. If you are so against us, then go cry somewhere else and watch something else. And this is on her couples vlog. She has two channels. She has Foodie Beauty, where she's a fat, gross, disgusting slob and she eats food, and then all the haters like engage with that content there. And then she has the her Take Two channel, which is her and Salah going out to tigers to pretend to be cool, flexing next to, you know, emasculated animals that pose no threat to anyone because they're drugged out of their mind. And then they like vigorously over moderate it. If you say anything even slightly negative towards them, like if you even hint that she has any drama anywhere, you get immediately muted on the channel, because she's trying to build up like a second audience that is supportive of her, and it's not going well because her vlogs suck and everyone hates her. That's your Chantal update. A little bit angrier than usual when it comes to Chantal, because I am pretty I don't know, there's something about the way that fucking Arab dude was like posing next to the lion that literally doesn't, like, you can tell that it's declawed because lions can't retract their claws. Like they're not like house cats where their claws slink back in. The tigers are dangerous because they can never retract their claws. Even if they're not trying to hurt you, they can disembowel you on accident because they can't retract their claws. And you can look at the paws of the tiger and see no claws, and you're like, yeah, that means that the claws are gone. No, sorry, tiger, not lion. But yeah, it's really gross seeing him pose. He's like, I'm not afraid at all. I have 0% fear in my whole body. Like, yeah, I bet, because it's a drugged up lion. You could molest that lion. You could stick a finger in its asshole and it wouldn't do anything to you. And you think that you're hardcore because you're standing next to it flexing, when a 600-pound woman just did the exact same thing. Trust me, if it was hungry, it would have eaten her first. Because they could just knock her over. Even drugged up, it could knock her over and she wouldn't even be able to get back up. Disgusting, chat. Disgusting. The other fat Amberlynn is already, so this is, again, they're called U-Haul lesbians. It's a real thing. Lesbians do this thing where they like commit to long-term relationships super quickly. It's kind of interesting to see. I find it personally fascinating, the difference in dynamics between homosexual relationships and the genders, because when men are gay, they're basically horrors. Like if you've ever seen a guy say, if I was a woman, I would be the biggest whore slut in the world. I would open an OnlyFans and go on Twitch and jerk guys off for money, and I'd make $1,000 million if I was a woman. If a gay man is basically that. When a man becomes gay, he becomes like the biggest slut on the planet, and he has, I think, like Like there's a staggeringly high statistic where it's like 20% of gay men have over 500 partners in their life or something. It's like a gobsmackingly high number of sexual encounters and the average gay man has. So they're like the opposite of women, where they'll have sex with absolutely everybody. Body counts in the hundreds. They never commit to a relationship, and even if they do, they always cheat. They always cheat. Gay men are not capable of being monogamous with each other because there's no point. A relationship without children is completely pointless. So why stay monogamous in a relationship without children? There's literally no purpose to it. So they cheat on each other all the time. And then women are kind of very different. They meet up and then they instantly become monogamous, and they move into each other's houses, and they don't really have high body counts, and they don't even really have sex. Like women might have sex a couple times when they enter into a relationship, and then there's no purpose to it, so they just stop, and then they cheat on each other anyways, because like it's a relationship without children, so it doesn't serve a purpose. So why not cheat? And then women have like really high domestic abuse rates because they can't communicate with each other. And when you have two people who can't communicate with each other and they can't resolve a conflict, and then they also can't easily exit the relationship, so they just resort to violence and start beating each other. It makes sense to me. Anyway, so Amberlynn is just getting out of her old relationship with the black woman that everyone called Wipey, and now she's already in another relationship, and I don't even think she's met this person. And I want to say she's moving in with her in some state she hasn't disclosed yet. And she's like going directly to their home, even though they have not met in person yet.
Have I met someone romantically? I have. There it is. I have. It is what it is. People are gonna come for me. I know, but like I'm not gonna like hide it any longer. So yeah. I knew you guys were gonna come for me. Will I be sitting? Oh my God, stop. I'm not gonna answer anything mean. I've decided. You can never be single. It's not like that I can never be single. It's just like, it just happens type style. I don't know how to explain it. I really don't.
So if you don't know, all of her girlfriends have to wipe her ass because she can't wipe her own ass. And her last girlfriend, the black girl, named Feline, well, she calls her Feline, that's not her real name. Everyone called her Wipey because she started calling her wifey. So people just made it Wipey because her girlfriends have to wipe her ass. She was like literally like a physical therapist or like a nursing aide, like someone who takes care of people in hospice. So she literally got into a long-term relationship with somebody who takes care of fat people and elderly people as like a career. And you can't tell me that that's not strategic. Like, oh, you can wipe my ass for me really good because you do it all day, every day. Let's get into a relationship. We can move in together right away. So I don't know. I guess she found another woman who works in assisted living facilities to take care of her in some other state. And she's agreed to pay rent if she'll wipe her ass for her. Show her cat. I don't know where it's at. She does have a cat though, sorry. I don't have a picture of her cat offhand though. Oh, shit. Do I not have a timestamp for this? Oh. 1177. Can I put in time 1177? Does that work? It does not. Okay, give me a second. Let me get a calculator out. 1177 divided by 60. 19 minutes and 0.61 times 60, 36 seconds.
Get mad. What the hell is this? The hell is this, YouTube? Like, oh, we got you, Cobra. We wasted our money to fucking troll you. Ha 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 ha. That smells like canned fish, dog. I ain't gonna stunt. What flavor of Friskies is this? This is the salmon flavor. In fact, just to stick it to my YouTube trolls, instead of getting mad about my trolls sending me cat food through DoorDash because they think they're so clever, I'm going to turn it around on them, and I'm going to eat this on camera just to stick it to my YouTube trolls. But like, this is going to provide interesting content for my fans. I swear to God, oh, don't you do it, Cobra.
Says that cat food is unsuitable for human consumption.
You want to see Cobra eat cat food on camera?
No.
This is ridiculous. Yeah. I tried one bite for y'all. Oh. Yo, this cat food is more disgusting than a piece of poop. My YouTube trolls' obsession with me is more disgusting than this cat food, and that's really saying something. Meow, meow, meow,
He's
meow, 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 meow.
He was ruminating. Oh my God, he ate a second bite.
The taste. Ugh. Fuck. Ah. Ah. Oh, dude. So not only did you not get the satisfaction of having it handed to me face to face, but now I'm owning it by just being like, oh, you guys are hilarious. Sending me cat food through DoorDash. Oh, jeez.
No. What? He's going for a third bite. Why?
Consider this. I want to say to my trolls, thank you for sending me cat food so that I can entertain my fans on YouTube Live. But I don't need to eat cat food to entertain my fans on YouTube Live. I just do my thing and it pisses you off. Otherwise, you wouldn't try this hard to fuck with me. It's like, yeah, I want to spend my hard-earned money to fuck with Cobra. Take that, you autistic asshole. Here's some cat food.
Ew. It's still eating it.
The initial taste of it, ugh, it's weird. I like the fishiness of it. Is this even safe for human consumption?
Ew, he's going for another. This is like the fourth bite. Does he really eat? Ew.
That's how you stick it to the trolls. They're like, we tried to trick Cobra into shouting out sickos. That briefly worked, but then once Cobra was wise to the game, and we all know he hates sickos, he quit doing it. So it's like, oh, great. Now we gotta try harder to fuck with him. What can we do next? Okay, guys, we're gonna sit here in this goddamn Discord and talk about how much we hate Cobra and how can we fuck with him next. Well, the sicko thing didn't really work. We had our fun with that for a brief minute. But now it's no longer fun because Cobra is aware of the game. Well, shit. I know, let's waste our fucking hard-earned money to send Cobra cat food. Maybe he'll freak out about it. And it's like, you know how many fucking feral cats I see running around my apartment complex? It's not mine specifically, but it's where I live. So if I wanted to, next time I saw one of the black cats running around here, I could have been like, you want the food?
I'm desperately curious if he finishes this thing.
Ah. Friskies salmon.
Ew, oh my God. He's still eating that. Why? Why? It's almost got, oh my God, he almost finished it.
It's like, well, now he's committed to the bit. Son of a bitch. Oh, so now they're gonna keep doing it because my trolls are fucking stupid.
Who was the door?
You can read the sign. I'm not answering it.
Yeah, he's getting every.
They really were doing it because they cared about me.
Fresh can outside.
They do it off camera. Or they're doing it when I go live so they can see the reaction live. Hoping I'll freak out on camera. And it's just truly more disgusting than eating cat food, to be honest. You know what the trolls get to you? You just laugh at it and go, oh, hey, guys, thanks for the food, you know? And oh, my God, amazing.
Someone in chat says that he has a sign that says don't knock or something. He has like instructions for delivery people. And then the DoorDash people that are sending him shit in the DoorDash instructions are saying ignore the sign. So that's why that guy's knocking. He's very confused because he has a sign written by an insane person that says don't knock, don't answer, don't deliver shit to this door. And then he has a DoorDash order that says ignore the sign. It's like this statement is false. It's like a paradox. What do you do? Okay, chat, I think it's time. It's time for a poll, actually. Let's see. Poll. Would you knock? Would you ignore the sign and knock? Or would you obey the sign? Obey the sign for vote 1 or follow instructions. DoorDash instruction. I'll be clear. Okay, let's see if this works. Vote 1 for would you ignore the sign and knock, or would you obey the sign? Vote 1, obey the sign. Vote 2, follow DoorDash instructions. We will see now what happens with this paradox. We have 100. Wait, no. We have 70 votes so far. It's going up to 100 though. It is literally 50-50. This is a split down the middle paradox when people can't determine if they would rather ignore the sign or not. It appears that if you vote 3 instead of 4, your vote doesn't show up. Oh, I think that got fixed. I haven't patched it in yet. That's my fault, actually. That's my fault. I was curious why the percentages didn't add up to 100, and I realize why now. Okay, so it seems like most people would follow the instructions, but it's a very slim majority. Everyone would be confused by this. All right, end poll, we're done. Next, chat. Boogie. Boogie has discovered that his marrying of a Zoomer has unintended consequences, such as the fact that his Zoomer girlfriend is retarded. She has figured out that she can use Alexa to announce messages to his phone by just using her voice. So she says, "I'm going to poop." Announce, "Oh my god, my tits hurt," and poop comes out my butt, poop comes out my butt, poop comes out my butt, poop comes out my butt. And Boogie is getting messages on his phone that say this. Last night she realized she can make Alexa send announcements. She's my soulmate. He's very enthralled. He thinks, wow, poop does come out my butt. Haha, so true. Haha. And now he knows that he was always meant to be with the Zoomer girl that he's with. It's just true love. Look at these faces. Look at these happy people. Look at that weird tilt that she does in every single one of her fucking photos. It's just true love. It was really meant to be, chat. It was really meant to be. All right, this one requires some explanation. And I should warn you that I have no idea what I'm talking about. So before you get angry at me for getting details wrong, you should realize that the only reason that I know anything about this is because I was clearing out the report queue on the Kiwi Farms, and someone said that these two videos that were made in two different posts should be merged together. And then I looked at them because of the description, and I thought, what the fuck is this video? So I played it. And now I am going to try and relay to you the very broad strokes of what the fuck I'm about to show you. There is a podcast on the internet called The Big Three. And from what I understand, the gist of it is that there is a locale called Perry Caravello. And he is like an insane person. He's like, he tried to be famous in LA. He is like known as being like an insane person, and he has stories about being molested in LA going all the way back to like 1992. He just has like a very long sordid history. And the entire gist of their podcast, it's an online podcast, so they just meet, like they just like Skype each other or whatever the fuck. They do Zoom conferences, Google Hangouts, and they just talk to Perry, Tom, and this other guy. And it's just him telling stories, and that's the that is the gist of their podcast. However, once a year they all meet up in person, and apparently when this happens, shit goes down. So they live stream it on Twitch, and in this one they had some random thought over, and they get into an actual physical altercation. Perry's just out minding his own business. I should have preloaded these, but I did not, because I'm fucking retarded. It's trying super hard to load. The other one already loaded. No, I did not. I'm retarded. There's a fake loading bar on the video, which has tricked me into believing that it has loaded. Tom Brennan is the guy that runs the podcast, and apparently people don't like him. Apparently it's like, I think that this would probably, from what I've read, I don't know anything about these people. This is just what I've seen. It would be like if I was 50 years old and I did a podcast with a 70-year-old Chris Chan, and every so often, once a year, we'd meet up in real life, and then I would finger his asshole. And everyone who watches my podcast thinks I'm the biggest piece of shit exploiting a retarded person. And that's just my life. From apparently, this is what I've been told. That would probably be a fair comparison. People really don't seem to like Tom, the guy that runs it.
Knock it off. Stop. Yeah, knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off.
How is this video taking so fucking long to load? I think I have it already on my other browser, and I can just save it from there. Let me try that, actually. We'll see if this is a possibility. If not, we'll have to come back to it. The site's loading really, really slow, and I think that's probably because I'm streaming. I don't have a good internet connection right now. I'm stealing Wi-Fi from my local kebab shop. This is how I don't get doxxed, Chad. I have a 10 million IQ. Nobody can find me. Well, let's see if this is in my cache. If not, I am booked. It may not be. Oh. Oh no, they're downloading the same. 75 megabytes. 75 megabytes. Your fucking 32-second long clip does not need to be 75 megabytes. If you use, oh my fucking god, there is a thread in the Locale General Board called Archival 101. It is a bulletproof way to clip and archive videos at a reasonable format that anybody on this fucking earth can figure out. I don't know what people are doing to get 75 megabyte files that are 30 seconds long, but you've got to fucking stop. I put the information out there for people to find, and they just don't do it. They just ignore it. It's good advice. I'm not fucking with you. I'm not lying to fuck with you. Like, oh, yeah, install FFmpeg. Run this command. It totally won't delete System 32. Like, come the fuck on. Okay, we'll watch the asshole fingering clip first. They get into a fight, and somehow, watch, I think there's a... They got a stun gun now. Okay, this guy, I don't know who that guy is in the red shirt, but he literally does. You can see he does the shocker to the camera, so he knows he's on live on Twitch. Does a shocker to the camera, and then literally shoves it up this man's ass. And then when he realizes that his butthole's been penetrated, as a drunk man, he topples over.
Stop. Seriously. God damn it! You gotta stop. Stop all Stop, all of you! Get out of my house! Get out of my house! Get the fuck out of my fucking house! Get out of my house! Get out of my house! Get the fuck out of my fucking house!
So he's telling them to get out of his house, and apparently they are just going to ignore him, which I don't think we can legally do.
Someone smoked a cigarette on your desk. Oh my god. Sit down.
Put it out. Put it out. Sit down. Who did that?
Someone's also got a stun gun. I guess they're threatening him with it too.
Of my home, you fucking cunts!
Hey, language. Oh my god, that word.
He's yelling at him to say language, by the way, because they're on Twitch. And he's like, "What? You can't say that on Twitch. My podcast will get in trouble."
Music is everywhere.
We'll fix it.
You are not fixing it. You're getting out of here.
No, I want to go out on a limb and say those.
You are done. My music is my music.
Sit down, please.
Get your fucking
Perry, sit down.
The guy's trying to fuck him in the ass with his fingers again for like the third time.
Perry, stop it. Perry, I'm gonna
shit on my ass.
Sit down.
You fucking faggot. Sit down.
Warning, warning, F-bomb detected, terms of service violation on Twitch detected, finger up ass, okay, threatening man with stun gun, okay, but he said the F slur. It's Jover, chat. It's fucking Jover. Why are they shocking him still? He's literally shocking him like an animal or something.
Stop it. Seriously, turn around.
Get the fuck away from me.
Stop it. Turn around.
We're done. This
No,
business,
we're
I am
not
done.
We're not done.
I'm done with Hollywood.
We're not done.
Yeah, you could totally call the police on that. I'm pretty sure. Let's leave that other video downloaded. This is him just literally putting him into a chokehold.
Knock it off.
This is this woman. She's just smiling. Dude, LA people are like fucking airheads. Look at her. Those guys are literally strangling each other in the background. She's like, oh my God, people are watching my stream. Yay. People are paying attention to me. Woo. Woo. I'm famous. I'm famous on the internet.
Knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. Stop.
Just a replay with the thought removed. Dude, LA people are not human. You just look at Vito and fucking Dick and like there's just nothing there. They're just like empty husk of a real person. It's really sad. Oh, speaking of, okay, so this is like a brief thing. Maddox did that very long video about Justin Wang, and he basically said that anyone could do the kind of YouTube slop videos that Justin Wang does, like his Tales from the Internet or whatever the fuck. So Maddox did a video that Justin Wang had already did, and he tried to make it better. And it's kind of weird. He takes more shots at Justin Wang, and it's okay. It's pretty decent. It's not any worse than like a lot of the YouTube slot videos are. So congratulations, Maddox. You can continue to make Tales of the Internet, and you'll probably do okay with it. We'll see. I would love the funniest possible thing that could ever happen is if he does like an expose video on the Dick stuff, and it's like actually convincing. It would be hilarious if it was actually extremely convincing and turn people against Dick. That would be the funniest possible outcome. But I'm not holding my breath on that, because I'm pretty sure that like just the way that he egregiously sued people, especially Asterios Kokkinos, it's like you're not going to be able to win people back from that. It would probably be smarter for him just to ignore it, because then Dick is going to suffocate from the lack of content. Like when Maddox put out the last video he did where he talked about Asterios, Dick put out like a reaction video, I think within hours. So within hours of that video dropping, he called up Sean and was like, Sean, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if this is the birth of your child. You'll come to my LA basement right now and film a reaction video to Maddox's last video, or I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna chop your body up into little pieces. You come the fuck over here right now. And that's what happened. He put out like 5 videos over it. Imagine peaking with Maddox. Oh man, this is really long. I'll read a little bit of this, because I don't want to read all of it because it's so expansive. A guy named Michael Gallagher reacts to Patrick S. Tomlinson saying that someone had plagiarized. I don't remember who he accused of plagiarism, but I'm sure it will say so in the paragraphs here. I'll just read a little bit of it. It's pretty long, and it's basically just more people who are like professionally adjacent to Tomlinson, like shitting on him, which is pretty funny. So it says, Patrick S. Tomlinson launches plagiarism accusation over the Phoenix novel. He probably shouldn't query to Tuscany Bay Books anytime soon. Oh, so I think he was accusing the one of the higher ups at that Tuscany Bay, which is like a prior publisher of his. I want to say that he did have a professional relationship with them at some point. I could be very wrong about that, but that's how I remember it. So he's like accusing his old publisher of plagiarism, which is probably not a good look. Which is why this guy says he probably shouldn't query. He says, on August 29th of this year, Fate's favorite pinata, Patrick S. Tomlinson, was forced to finally accept the conclusion we all knew was coming. Regarding the settlement of his legal dues stemming from an ill-fated lawsuit we first reported on over a year and a half ago, following months of bluster and denial, he at long last #paid quasi. We will all now wait for enforcement of lawsuit payment to Google Quash Boogaloo. This must be a troll. I assume that Gallagher was somebody who knew Patrick, but this has to be a troll. Payment Quash Boogaloo, originally 11,000, now 18,000 as of time of writing. It seems that the great saga of Pat v. the Past has finally come. At least now it is ignominious. That's a stupid word. I'm not supporting the existence of that word. Despite spending the months prior going on a media blitz that included appearance on national news outlets such as NBC News and Inside Edition, as well as multiple high-profile podcasts, the whole thing ended not with a bang, but with the sound of a check being torn from its book. This is them on national news. One might think that going through a sound legal shellacking might humble a person, or at the very least, that shellacking is a very pointed word, because Patrick really hates Trump, and Trump said something was a shellacking at some point, and everyone said that was sexist. He said that a woman got shellacked, and it was like, oh my god, that's like sexual violence or something. And I think Patrick had like a huge hissy fit over it. So that word choice is deliberate to piss him off. Might make Patrick a humble person, or at the very least might make one a bit more gun shy about throwing around accusations on social media, some random person or another being a fascist stalker cultist. But this is Patrick Tomlinson we're talking about here. So I will not read all of this because it is quite long. This is definitely like SEO poison for, I didn't even realize, I honestly thought this guy was like somebody that he really knew, but maybe he does. But he's obviously like super informed on Tomlinson and the trolling stuff. So if you would like to read that, this is, I will repeat the title. Pat Tomlinson launches plagiarism accusation over Phoenix novel by Michael Gallagher. Just a brief update that he's launched some kind of new feud with a book publisher. I don't even remember why. What is the actual accusation here? I'm curious. Oh, this? He's saying that the Phoenix and Red Rising have similar covers because it's a bird with spread wings. Actually, I'll have you know, Patrick S. Tomlinson, that they did not steal the cover of Red Rising. They have, in fact, both of them have plagiarized the flag of Albania. You may be thinking, but what does that have to do with sci-fi? Nothing, but it does look very similar, so therefore it's plagiarism, according to me. It's not even close. He took out like a small portion. He took out like a small portion of the cover and said it's the exact same thing, as if a fucking wing, a bird wing, is like identical. Or it's like a novel thing that someone can trademark. Oh my god, a bird wing on a cover. How fucking thought-provoking and original. Surely these must be plagiarism. Fascinating, chat. What a fat idiot that Patrick S. Tomlinson is. It's not plagiarism. It's not even close to plagiarism. Okay. Now, God, I've been doing for 2 hours already. Damn. All right, I have to give an update on Drexel. I really don't even want to talk about him, but he keeps being a fat idiot. So I can't call him fat because he's ripped, bro. He's ripped. I can't even call him fat-headed because, as you'll see, he has a very small head. What do I call him? He's just an imbecile. I know what, there is a fun word I could call him. However, that might be against Rumble terms of service. So I'll just imply it instead. I'll just leave a pregnant pause and allow you to say the word in your head together, collectively. Okay, now that we're done, Drexel. So Drexel has, number one, he's accused me of hosting child pornography, which is false. Like, blatantly, obviously false. Because obviously I'd be in fucking jail if I was doing anything illegal with all the attention that I have on me. But he's angry that I called him a groomer for having sex with a girl that he knew when she was 13 and took to Disney World because that's, I believe, and I think a reasonable person would believe, that it's very possible that he groomed her for sex, because his story is that she turned 18 and then immediately said, damn, I sure do love BBC. I hear my mom talking about BBC all the time. I want to have hardcore BDSM sex with a black man that I knew when I was 13 because I'm just so addicted to it. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. As a result of his spurging out in Discord, some people did some digging into the chat history on his Discord because he doesn't clean it or anything. And what they found was that Drexel had a habit of taking pictures of random women, and these are like obvious creep shots too, because like the women aren't even like in focus. They're like on the edges of the screen. So he's like holding his phone. You can see this in your head. He's like holding his phone in his hands and then like angling it just enough that the woman is in the picture so he can take a picture of it. And then he's posting that. So he's not even like holding it up, taking a picture of them. He's like finagling the phone in his hand to be as discreet as possible. Super, super fucking creepy. And even though I do not encourage people to do anything, obviously someone is going to send this to the gym, because there's another picture of him where he's in the bathroom. Oh God, I need the original of this picture because it's ridiculous. He got offended, by the way, and he said that this picture isn't like him. So this guy drew this picture instead, which is much more like him, because there's a picture of him where his eyes are like pointing in different directions and shit. Why is there not a full version of that photo? Because it's really important. Oh, this guy found the gym because the gym has a really recognizable shower room. Wish my internet wasn't so fucking slow. How do I do a stream when I have no internet? Give me a second. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Well, can I like zoom in? You can just see it in the picture vaguely that like his head is like way too small for his fucking body. It led people to think that he's like photoshopped it, but he hasn't. He just has a small head with a small brain with no wrinkles on it and no thinking, because thinking is hurting. And he's trying to impress people by saying, look, I have a physique, therefore I have confidence. I don't know if someone like him were, because this is the bizarre thing, it's like I'm always shocked by what things I say really set people off and really piss them off and get them all like huffed up about and indignant. And it's like, if you really are like a super Chad, Giga Chad fucking pickup artist guy. Oh, he doesn't call himself a pickup artist, he calls himself MGTOW because he's MGTOW. So theoretically you should exude confidence, right? You should be very comfortable in who you are and what you do, and he just doesn't. He gets pissed off over me just saying what is obvious. If you have sex with a girl that you knew when she was 13, even if she's an adult now, that really lends itself to an accusation of grooming, because someone at that age, like, when you have exposure to them and you build up trust with them, that is the actual definition of it. I don't even feel I have to explain it, but he's super pissed off about it. And it's like, okay, well, if you're not ashamed of this, why do you take such great offense to it? And he copes about, oh, this is the picture of his fish eyes that guy had drawn. It's actually pretty great, the caricature of it. You can't say that this isn't on point. That's pretty good. In fact, he made his head a little bit narrower, but that's like a, you know, he even drew like how the refraction, how the glasses distort the vision. That's excellent. What a great point. What a great artist. So he tries to make himself out to be like a huge pickup artist, or I keep saying that because it's the same thing in my mind. It's like he's a confidence man, like a literal confidence man, where his whole shtick is that he's confident in himself. He knows how to go his own way. He don't need no bitch. He's so good at picking up women, and he can teach people. Sorry, I'm looking for a photo, which is why I'm stopping my speech. This is the picture. Sorry, ignore the picture of whatever the fuck that is, of Big Smoke from GTA 4. That's the picture where I'm like, this dude's head does not like fit soundly on his body. But obviously, my dude is buff, so therefore, when someone calls him a groomer on the internet, he should not lose his fucking shit right over it, right? If he is a man who has gone his own way and don't need no bitch and actually can smash all the boxes in the world. In fact, he smashes 8 boxes a day. He goes to interracial gangbangs. In fact, people pay him to fuck their wives because he is such an attractive and confident person that people would obviously give him money for the privilege of being fucked by him. Then surely the soft-eyed musings of a forum owner should not call into question his masculinity or his self-confidence, right? So this is my question then, right? This guy, he's so cool. He's so cool that people hang on to his every word. Please, Drex, please. Or sorry, they call him Drex. I forget. He gets upset when I call him Drexel. They say, please, Drex, MGTOW champion, mayor of MGTOwn, impart me wisdom to how to get the finest women. I would like a hoe, Mr. Drex. Could you please inform me on how to smash box? And then he's like, don't worry, my dude. I got you hooked up. This is the type of hoe that you will be able to smash if you are, if you follow my wisdom. You might be wondering, who is this hoe? Who is this slatternly woman? This is the mother of his child. From what I understand, he impregnated this woman, and now she is like, when you like like when guys on 4chan on Pull talk about women and how the West can't be saved, this is the type of woman that they describe. Blacked, goes to clubs, looks like shit, gets knocked up, just doesn't have any self-respect whatsoever. And then you realize that this is the person that Drexel decided to impregnate and has been in a nasty custody battle with for years. And from what I understand, has no involvement in his own child's life. So being the mayor of MGTOwn and being super buff and being super confident and having all the answers to everything gets you half a family that you're not a part of with a disgusting woman who is viscerally repulsive to any normal white person. And like, apparently that's just what it gets you. That's what all that wisdom and confidence and bulking. This dude works out every day and takes steroids so that he can have a little head on top of a big body, and it earns him literally nothing of value. And this is the kind of person, like Drex and Dick both tell me, oh man, we could totally help you get women. We can tell just by the fact that you don't like us that you may have issues with women. And trust me, if you just talk to us, well, man, we'll line up all the best girls for you. And it's like, I've seen the women that you're with, and I would not want to be with them. Even if I was like, even if I was a virgin and I was super desperate, I would still look at this and think, nah, pass, bro. Pass. I don't need to dip my stick into a fucking a dumpy coal burner. I think I can do a little bit better if I just hold out. And it's like, even in a desperate situation, I don't think that you have any knowledge to impart me with. for the purpose of smashing box. So that's one thing. The other thing is that what kind of box is a good question, because as I've shown, Exhibit A, Drex had a really bad relationship with a woman, right? It fucked up his whole life. He got kids out there, man. He got them kids, and you don't even get to see his kids because that hoe, that evil white woman, that white woman took his kids. And now the coat system, you know how them liberal coats is, man. They always keeping a nigga down. They always saying you gotta pay child support, you gotta do this and that, and they don't even let you see your kids at the end because it's all slanted towards women and feminism and fucking feminism, man. You know what? You fucking know the rigmarole. You know what they say. So Drexel has ascended. He has truly gone his own way. Imagine Mr. Manhattan floating up off the ground. And he says, okay, I'm going to elevate myself from womanhood as a whole. I'm going to find something better than woman. I am going to find a man dressed as a woman. And so someone remembered that Drexel, many podcasts ago on the Nick Rekieta thing, or on his own thing, talked about how he supports trans women and would find some trans women attractive, which leads people into wondering, you know, the African American culture in the United States does have a rich history of supporting the LGBTQIAP plus chat. Maybe Drexel himself is a supporter and an ally, question mark, exclamation point, interrobang. And sure enough, Drexel has been hitting it off with a young woman, chat. The real Drex says, I was thinking the same thing. How could anyone be afraid of these dachshund incel autistic losers? And then Russ Diesel says, doxing incel autistic losers. These soy boys have probably never lifted a weight in their lives. You know what, though? You should keep that pic and put it in a meme where you're hanging out with Pepe. That shit would trip out. This led people into finding Heron of Alexandria. Let us dig deeper into this person. Those who don't just see me as a fetish, send me anonymous messages. What type do you go for when it comes to women? Asking for a friend. Russ Diesel says, I think you're pretty awesome. Well, here's Heron into nerdy stuff and history, trans, 2,500 followers. But how does this relate to Drexel? Maybe it's associate and associate. We cannot judge too quickly. Drexel posting his ripped physique, complaining that that picture does not look like him, which, to be fair, it doesn't because the head is too big. Says, hey, Josh Moon, get your incel army to draw me better before and after I bust my kids on your mom's face. Show your face and body, KF suckers. To which Heron of Alexandria posts tranime, like literal tranime. If you were to feed the word tranime into a machine learning thing, that is what it would come up with, like this hypersexualized, like femboy shit. Heron of Alexandria says, "Oh my god, a ripped black man built for BBC." And then Drex replies, says, "Ha ha ha! Damn it, Heron! XXX stuff here. Keep them closed. See no evil monkey face." Heron replies with more tranime, and Drex responds with a winky face, which, as someone who has studied the MGTOW movement, I know that winky face is a keep it casual, but keep the door open for sexual stuff. I know what that means. Let's see how this progresses. Heron posting what appears to be a bulge pic and a Warhammer. Says some pics some of you wanted to see my Warhammer, so this is a penis joke. And then Dex replies directly to this, where he's hinting that he's going to show his cock. He says, "Don't hurt nobody, but if you do," asking for dick pics. Hammer is good for self-defense, and he says, "Yeah, buddy, I don't know. This is like a non sequitur between two low IQ people." This is a nude picture of the Troon. Drex replies directly to this as, "What the fuck? Everyone says you can't post Cornhub stuff on here. Ooh, I'm going to report you. JK tongue emoji. More tranime." And then he says, "Ha ha ha." This one, he's tucked and posted a banana over his penis and says, "Shush, banana." Drex again. Oh, this is what the nude image was. Okay, so this is what he's replying to, this banana picture. This is safe for work, by the way. What if I made you these, and these appear to be, I don't know, there's a word for this, I forget it though. He says, love emoji, redemption is possible. Everyone wants my sweet roll. And he says, get your mind out of the gutter. Love to bake and glaze sweet rolls. And then there's more tranime here. Direct response says, is this another Mind in the Gutter comment or? And then there's more tranime as the troon flirts back, perhaps. Blue Bun is nasty. Hope your GF preemptively spanks you for your blasphemous food choices. Joke's on you. I'm into that shit. This one is not tranime for the first time, which is a bit shocking. Drex also responds with more emojis. So this goes on and on and on. This one has a go to horny jail thing. So he posts an outfit of a costume. So it has go to horny jail, and then there's more tranime memes, and then Drex replies saying, okay, please, Heron. My point is, as I have demonstrated, is that the mayor of MGTOW, who would like to persuade young men that he has the answers to picking up women that he admittedly hates because he fucks white trash, has converted to men. He has decided that he is going to get super ripped, and he is going to smash box, and the box that he has declined to smash is mailbox with a dress on, because he's into that shit, I guess. And I want to comment on something. It's perfectly fine, obviously, to take care of your body. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being physically active and being interested in your health and being invested in your body. Your body is a temple, right? Doesn't Jesus say that? So therefore, it is our imperative to be in good health to the best of our ability. However, vanity is a sin. And I've noticed that those of us who are the most interested in our outward physical appearance are gay. Because this is shit that gay men's into. They're into super buff dudes who are not nice to touch, that they're feeling like bricks because they got muscles fucking everywhere. As long as the aesthetic is right, it gets gay men off. Women have no use for this. As long as you can provide support and security, they're fine with it. As long as you're not, like, obviously, like, disgusting. The bar for women is very low. If you can wipe your ass and touch your toes, you're in good enough physical and sanitary condition for almost any woman on the planet. Gay men, on the other hand, are some of the most judgmental bitches on the planet. They will rip your physique apart. They will obsess over going otter mode and shit. It's a very gay thing to do. So it would be defamation for me to, by the way, call a straight man gay. So in the interest of avoiding, because this man has threatened to sue me over being called a groomer, even though he had sex with a girl that he knew when she was 13, took to Disneyland, which could, and in a relationship, by the way, I forgot to even mention this the first time I talked about this or any subsequent time. I didn't mention how he got cut off from those two girls because when the mom found out on accident, because she looked at her iCloud backups and saw that her daughter had been sexting Drexel. When the mom found out that he had been doing this to her daughter and they've already had a sexual relationship, and years later her daughters that knew him when she was 13 is fucking this guy, she got super pissed off and cut off contact of both of them. That's how that story ended. When mommy found out, so this was like a relationship that happened without the mom even knowing, which is even skeevier and lends itself more to being a grooming thing because we know how these people fucking operate. So I felt 100% in the right. I would defend it in a court of law easy. I would go before a jury and say, I'm 100% convinced that this guy is a groomer, that he entered into a relationship with a woman he wasn't interested in to get access to a girl that he was interested in. And just because it happened legally doesn't mean that it's morally okay. And if people want to defend that, that's their prerogative. But as far as I'm concerned, it's fucking gross. But after having such terrible experiences with women, he has decided, fuck it, I'm just going to be a faggot and I'm going to fuck dudes in the ass. I'm going to make them wear a dress so it ain't gay. Like how blacks are in prison. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with black people when they think like that. It ain't gay if she's wearing a dress. It ain't gay if she's if she's tucked the banana between the legs. It ain't gay if you have the lights off and are watching anime at the time. You know, shit like that. So the story ends, by the way, with Drexel hiding from us. After the tranime shit was found, after this was found, after the creep shots in the mall were found, and then there's another creep shot where he's just sending pictures of a fat woman he saw at the store. Oh, here. He's in the store and he sees a picture of a fat woman and just takes a random picture of her. And again, Mr. Confidence over here, literally hiding behind another aisle. Her back is turned to him. He's hiding behind the canned sprays of insecticide on a different aisle. And he's still holding his camera in such a way that give him plausible deniability so that she's only in the corner of the shot. Just like a total fucking bitch hiding from this fat woman so that he can take creep shots of her and send it out to Discord like, hey bro, look, a fat woman. Oh, do you live in America? Chances are if you walk out the fucking door, you're going to find a fat woman without any issue because half the country is that size. But this guy, after all this shit gets dug out, he decides, retreat, total retreat. Here's what we're going to do. What was I... Oh, this is about the Troon as well. Drexel's open association with Troons is hardly a secret. He features one quite frequently in his podcast, and Nick himself is aware of this and appears okay with it. This is one of the first seemingly contradictory aspects of both their personas that I always thought was strange but brushed off at the time. In context, it now makes sense. So, his response to all this shit getting dug out is that he's now hiding. He is saying that he's going to delete his Discord. The person who is taking screenshot and to screen out any rats, he calls the Kiwi Farms users that are taking pictures of his shit in Discord rats, to screen them out. In order to get invited to his Discord, you have to personally private message him and then prove that you're OG, you smash box, you respect the game, you hustle and grind, and you love BBC. And then he'll give you an invite to his new secret Discord that rats aren't invited to, so he can continue to take creep shots of women and lust over trannies on Twitter without other people making fun of him. And that's Drexel. That's the super cool guy. That's the super cool guy who's figured women out and knows how to live his best life. You should totally follow his podcast, MGTOWN, and subscribe to him for life advice. Trust me, if you follow this, if you heed this guy's takes and you live life as he does, you'll be rewarded with the finest boy pussy on the planet. By the way, boy pussy that he's in a relationship with, he has a girlfriend, which I'm assuming that he's in a tran relationship. So unless they're into an open relationship, he's literally simping for a man in a dress that's already in a relationship that he might not be able to bust into if they're not open to open relationship stuff, which is pretty ironic considering he calls everybody else on the fucking planet a simp for disagreeing with him in any way, shape, or form. What a nerd, chat. He's got a very tiny head. The other half of this is that Vito Gesualdi has had some dirt uncovered as well. People have been busy. Kiwi Farm's been over 2,000 people every day again. I'm getting ready. I keep saying this every episode, but I've heard more good news. We're getting closer, I feel. But people are finding their way back home regardless, and they're doing some digging. And among the digging, we have found out that Vito Gesualdi's real name is actually Christopher Gesualdi. And as a 37-year-old man on the internet, he's actually had a more sordid history than people even knew, because we've only heard shit he's willing to say in public while publicly associated with Dick Masterson on The Dick Show. But nobody really knew anything about where he came from except what he said about how he was roommates with the pedophile Max Carson and he was high school friends with him. So his actual origin story is a bit of an unknown, and people have found some new stuff about him that we'll go through real quick. The Chris Gesualdi experience. Maybe I'll update one of these days soon. Seriously, once I get the site in order, I'm going to be uploading regularly, I promise. And it's just like early internet stuff, like his shit webtoons back when webtoons were a thing. Short stories, just pictures of him in like Tranimane shit. But he drew Shotacon. He drew like the little kid from Iron Giant getting fucked, I think, by the Iron Giant. So this shit happened like 10 years ago. I want to say this is like a 10-year-old blog post that someone found. 2004, Gesualdi.tk, which was a free domain. So that's almost 20 years ago, actually. People have found 20-year-old comics of him drawing the Iron Giant fucking a kid in the ass. And 20 years later, he's talking about Lolicon. He's calling himself a pedophile. He's defending cuties. Wow, what a surprise, guys. Damn, it's really surprising that this keeps happening. Who could have seen this coming? But from now on, let it be clear that when I use the name Christopher or Chris Gesualdi, I'm referring to Vito the Pedo. If that becomes cumbersome, maybe I'll do a thing where I just always say Chris Vito or Vito Christopher Gesualdi or something. That'll get the point home. I just want to make sure that I'm using everyone's appropriate Christian name, baptismal name, as it were. The other one is that this Abby, we found these two posts from years ago, or Dire Cox did, saying he beat his friend up once, ran from the police, called his friend sobbing on the phone because he didn't know what to do, pissed himself, and then got away with it because he's a white man in the USA. That's all first and second hand info too. He says Vito is a BS stage name. This actually came first. This is how we found the vlogs and stuff. It's a BS stage name. His real name is Christopher Gesualdi. We all had the same social circles when he was younger. He's a massive attention-seeking piece of shit who has physically abused several people I know. So surprise, Vito is also a woman beater because he's very insecure, and I think he has to have some form of control around the people around him. Which I guess works well with Dick, because when you're both doing things that you're probably not proud of doing, it helps to have that kind of story to tell about somebody, so you can continue to do things that you're not proud of with them, and not have to worry about them ratting you out. Good people to have in your life, Dick. My apologies for the double post. I found something within the archives for northnowhere.com under the post Monday, November 12th, 2007, titled Cold, Sad World, the Volleyball Hall of Lame. I want to put a reminder here that at the entry of his DOB being October 17th, 1987 on Gesualdi.tk is to believe, Vito made this joke at 20 years old. And this is the quote. From Chris Gesualdi, here we see me imitating a classic maneuver. The legs are bent in anticipation, arm out to grab your kids and take them back to my van to fulfill whatever unorthodox desires I might have. Imagine a bag of candy in an outstretched left hand, and the illusion is complete. The full entry is him talking about a class he chose to take and the resulting trip that took place from it. It's quite long. I won't screen cap it, but I have archived it to capture it all. Here's the sign off to that. So it is his entry. So for 20 years, Vito has been interested in Shotacon and Lolicon and making videos or posts talking about fucking kids. And then surprise, as a 35-year-old adult, he defends cuties, is friends with an actual, like, obviously demonstrably child-attracted person named Max Carson, who he's high school friends with. And he brings such comedy musings to the public via Twitter and acts surprised when people don't laugh. We can only hope to see TBD in our lifetime, chat. One day, perhaps, we will see the final kicking of Vito from chat. That's it with the dick stuff. Finally, one last entry in the Ralphiverse, and we will proceed to the Reddit segment and be done. Ralph has published another article. And I have to say, not to be undue in my cruelty and my visceral tongue of, I had to continue what I'm saying, without trying to be too mean. Okay, this is one of the worst articles he's ever written. Not because of what it says. I'll let you be the judge of that. Just in general, it's some of the worst writing quality that Ralph has ever put out for his vlog, and it really is like low level. I will read the actual article that I posted on Twitter, but this is from the RalphRetort.com. Fall has come. He seems really obsessed with like this poetic like association between his mood and the seasons. He says fall has come, and then he says it was like the summer, the sad summer or some shit. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't attribute whatever he's talking about with the seasons, but he has continued to use it as poetic allegory for several years now. Fall has come by the Ethan Ralph on September 9th, 2023. Not that long. Let's bust through. Let me get a sip of water. A young, innocent 17-year-old Amanda Morris, my wife, was chatted up by a Turkish gentleman at the local mall in Greece, New York, After some flat flirting, he proposed they should go out on a date, which she eventually and reluctantly agreed to. Hey, she thought, talking herself into it, it's just a date, right? I'm 17 and about to be an adult. I should get used to doing these sorts of things. Let's try it. When it came time to go on the date, she was picked up by him at her father, Harry Morris's house. Instead of taking her to the agreed upon location, he pulled into a hotel parking lot. He asked Amanda to come inside of his hotel room for a minute while he finished getting ready. I think most of you will be able to easily predict what happened next, at least to some degree. Instead of a date, Amanda was forcibly sodomized, anally raped, by this evil cretin in a treacherous and barbarous attack against a virginal girl. When she was discarded and dropped off by the rapist, she called her mother Jolene Vito. No relation. She confessed what happened and told her that she had been anally raped. When they went to the local hospital in order to get a rape kit to be performed. If you didn't know, the performance of a rape kit is necessary to gather enough evidence and hopefully even DNA evidence to prove the guilt of a rapist. Allegedly frustrated by the amount of time it was taking, Jolene complained to the hospital staff about the procedure and took her confused, distressed daughter home instead. A rape kit was never performed, and the rapist was never brought to justice. We will never know how many other young, innocent 17-year-old girls met the same fate as Amanda did that day as a result of the cruelty and cowardice of her own mother, Jolene. I will swear to God on a stack of Bibles the life of my deceased and beloved mother, Sandra Ralph, and the life of my daughter, Roseanne Sandra Ralph, that this story was told to me multiple times by Amanda Morris. It is so heinous that I could not have conjured it for you here today. That not even I could have conjured you here. Not even me. So ask yourselves, if I am a monster based on an out of context 2-minute and 53-second audio clip where I was secretly recorded after a long night of mixing alcohol and alprazolam, clearly out of my mind, then what is Jolene Vito? I'll tell you what she is. She's a cold, wicked, vile, vicious, nasty woman, and as Mr. Trump would say, she's even worse than a monster because she hides and tries to portray herself as one of the good people. Well, Jolene, I have some bad news for you. You're not one of the good people. You're one of the lowest, sickest, and dirtiest meatbags I've ever had the displeasure of coming across. I post this so that my daughter will one day know just who the Morris family, specifically Jolene and Harry, really are. You wanted the truth? There's your truth. Do your worst and leak whatever you will on me, because I will no longer care about this mortal coil of the fate of my life before I finally shuffle off it. I will have nothing else to write or say about Amanda, Jolene, or Harry as long as I live. If, for whatever reason, I must refer to or allude to Amanda, also known as May because of our work together on the Kill Stream, I will never again use her name. She is no longer recognizable to me anyway. Still, I hope that she's happy and blessed during the duration of her days. Even now, even after everything that's been said and done, I still love her deeply. I think I always will. Thank you for getting me through the death of my mother and for being there for me unceasingly during that time. I would not be here today were it not for the amazing woman I once knew back then. My mother loved you as well, and you know that. That's why you named your daughter after her. I thank you for being there during the hardest part of her life. The prolonged and tragic end of it on her behalf. We met a little over 3 years ago. I do not regret the time we spent together. I cherish it. Fall has come, and May is long since gone. However, I will pray that God, my mother, Sandra, who I miss so much, and especially my daughter, Roseanne Ralph, one day understand why I told you this here today. I ask for forgiveness from them all. The story was already publicly known, by the way. I only wrote this to give you the entire context behind it. So I don't know what, I never understand what Ralph wants. I guess he wants to make Harry upset. He wants to ruin Jolene, his wife's mother, wants to ruin her life so that people find the story. Like people that she knows find the story and then be like, oh, your daughter got raped. I didn't know that. Did you know there's an article on the internet about how your daughter got raped? Anyone tell you this, that your daughter got raped? I didn't know that about you. Now I do. I guess that's what he's going for. It's a strange tactic, especially once he wants to profess his love for her at the end. It's interesting. I don't know if that kind of thing pays off. Well, that's it. There's also a new The Gunt song by MC Jarbo, which will be our outro song for the day if you haven't heard it already. Oh, the video is pretty unforgivable. I know that he's like on drugs and drunk, but like that doesn't really change anything. Yeah, I mean, it's like what Dick said. When you had Dick on, Dick's like, of course you would do that. Has anyone ever listened to the Ralph Report? Do you guys think it's like a joke? Like, that's the least surprising video I've ever seen in my entire life. And he laughs at this and it's like, yeah, so. But then to blame it on alcohol is just kind of like a cop out. Like, okay, you were drunk, but you mean to tell me that you're like a perfect, you don't do that? I'm not even say that you're perfect. You don't do that when you're like sober? Okay. Anyways. Finally, as we exit the Ralph verse to the Reddit segment. Let's see, this guy. I don't know what Eldar means. This Redditor is the epitome of Eldar and it's over. Holy shit. With college rant, no one wants to do it for state with a 48-year-old. He says, looking through his profile, this has got to be one of the most pathetic Redditors I've ever seen. I can't even read through them. There's just too much credence. It's depressing. So his name is Frothy Solutions. And our social skills, I want to learn something interesting, but not any kind of interesting. I want to be part of the Instagram and OnlyFans social circle. Wow, that is pathetic. What do famous internet sexy persons go when they want to date, hook up with people? So he's desperately trying to get into an OnlyFans Thoughts pants. And he's a 50-year-old man. He says 49M. And our dating advice, every woman I, 49M, connect with, regardless of age, is turned off sexually by me being a virgin. Just pop it. Literally, if that's the issue, go hire a prostitute. Have sex, and then you can say, I'm not a virgin anymore. You can be over that. In OnlyFans reviews, oh my god, what's wrong with Reddit? Looking for someone to teach me about the world of sexy internet women. 0 upvotes. I like to join a sexual community scene that's about being attracted to the people you're having sex with in our sex. It's just called a relationship. In our cat advice, I went to the cat cafe and all the cats were afraid of me. Why? My nigga can get 0 pussy. he can't even smash cat. He can't smash cat box. He tried to smash the cat box. The cat box flipped over and the little cat turds went skedaddling across the floor. It's so fucking over. I, 47M, pretty sure my penis has shrunk. My penis has shrunk. Possibly due to anterior pelvic tilt. What kind of doctor practice should I see about this? Homie, what does it matter if your penis is shrunk because of your anterior pelvic tilt if you don't smash any box? Who is inconvenienced by your penis being smaller in this world? I don't think it matters. You could just have like a little mushroom head poking out of your fat and you could still jerk off to anime tits and nothing would change. And sorry, not anime tits, OnlyFans in this instance. What a bizarre thing to care about. Oh god, this is a long one. I'll just read as much of it as I can. College rants. No one wants to do it for state with a 48-year-old man. But what does that mean? Does do it for state mean like a sexual thing? Is that supposed to be like girls in your university are only supposed to have sex with other guys from your university? Like you're not supposed to have relationships outside of the uni? What does it mean? It's over. For state, like forgotten country. Maybe you're fucking weirdo. You need a hooker my boomer. Do it for state status. Okay, let's just read and see if we can decipher what this is. Sorry, my chat seems to be a little behind. Too long didn't read. I went back to school in a desperate attempt to make up for my squandered youth, but I couldn't fit in as a 48-year-old man. Now I'm at a loss for anything worth living for. Oh my God, let's wind the clock back a few years. How about we write a concise... Okay, you're in college, right? You're in college. You're 48 years old and you're in college. Here's a good tip for writing. How about you be fucking concise with your language and don't add gay flourish like this. I'm watching a Snapchat filmed in an college dorm. A guy in bed as two naked girls crawl into the bed and approach him. I assume they're all students. And I watch this, I think, what's the story behind this video? How does this actually happen in real life? This is remarkable. It's porn. It's not actually happening in real life. They're probably addicted to drugs, and the guy on the bed has drugs. That's how that gets arranged in real life. Because I've never had this happen to me when I went to school, or known anyone that this has actually happened to when I was at school. I wonder where you even meet people who are interested in doing this. I wonder where this has happened when I went to school. I wonder where you find the time to do this. I wonder what steps I could have taken to get to do this when I was first in school. So this isn't just a special thing to get to do. It just has me wondering how this guy pulled me off and regretting that I never had to do anything like this because I wouldn't even know where to begin. I'm always pouring jealousy over stories like these. Sometimes it's the West Virginia University naked party. Sometimes it's a group of girls eat each other in Tutwiler Hall. This guy is like the most... I don't know what the fuck any out of this is, but this guy is like the most porn addicted human being on the fucking planet. And he doesn't realize that this isn't real. Like, this doesn't happen. This is just like things that people do for money and drugs and drug money. And it's not actually like real life. Okay, I'm gonna look up what do it for state. It has to mean like you only have sex with guys in your state uni. Do it for state. The authority of partying, college life, and having fun. Oh, so this is like a popular Instagram thing for only posting like almost naked women on fucking Instagram, and that's just allowed. It's just like a porn thing. So it's like saying like, I don't know, like any other like porn thing. Okay, so it's not like some actual phrase that anybody would actually... This is why my chat didn't know, because it's not actually like a thing that people would know or use in daily conversation. This is like a man so addicted to porn, he uses porn terms in like casual conversation. And that's just like how he talks because he's so fucked in the head. Kids living their lives while I lived one of the worst. I began to want to reclaim my youth somehow. So he goes back to college. So he does research into figuring out what the most Snapchatty college is. So he tries to find a college that is like the most hoey so that he can have weird sex. Everyone told me 48 doesn't go into 21 no matter how hard you force it. That's probably true. 48, it's not even half. That's literally under half your age. Literally just hire a prostitute. Why don't you make friends your own age? He says he doesn't want to. No aspect of the college experience will do. Just having friends won't cut it. Just talking to young people won't cut it. Just being in the kind of community won't cut it. I need all these things, but it's clear I needs to have sex with... You don't understand. I need to have sex with college students like in my porn, or I can't get off anymore. This guy needs to be removed from his college. This guy is definitely going to abduct like a 21-year-old or like two of them. It's like, okay, watch this video and reenact it. If you manage to pull it off, you will get to see your family again. I need this. You don't understand. I'm 48 years old. I've never had sex. You will reenact my do it for state videos and you will like it. Many people tell me I need therapy. Well, congratulations. You can now add plus 2,000 new people telling you, yeah, you probably need therapy and not a fucking college diploma because you're pretty fucked in the head, buddy. You're going to do it for state or else. Oh my God, this is him. What the fuck? He's got the exact opposite problem of Drexel. His head's like 3 sizes too big for him. What's this guy's fucking issue? How is this guy must be the creepiest man on the planet if he's like in this good of a shape and he can't get laid. This guy has to have like a serious fucking problem. Because if you're trying to have sex, especially with that age group, and you're in shape and you have a vehicle and you have access to alcohol, you can probably have sex no problem. Unless you're like actual fucking demented serial killer, fucked in the head, psychotic, crazy. Like just genuinely obviously insane to everybody who sees you. Ask gay bros, what's a good ass protrusion to dick protrusion ratio to be no, he's buck broken like Drexel. He's like, please, I give up. I'll just fuck a femboy. It keeps happening, bros. We keep losing these 40-year-old buff guys to bussy. What's happening, chat? I'm not gay. I'm not into men at all, but I need advice for those who are, because here's the thing. I think a lot of people know but aren't willing to admit. Straight women simply don't appreciate cock like gay men. Don't appreciate the masculine form like gay men. That's true. This man's spitting facts right now. So if I want to know what's masculine, I have to ask those who appreciate masculinity. Thus I can understand what throws off a good ratio for a nice looking penis is having an overly big hips or ass or thighs. Those are feminine bottom parts, and these of all parts you don't want to be too big if you want an impressive looking penis. A good rule of thumb is that if you're looking at the side profile of a body, the erect penis should stick out so far that his ass should stick out so far. But how far should these things be? This guy is insane. This is insane. If you can't write this as a troll. Someone said maybe he's trolling. No, you cannot write this post and troll. This is the writings of a seriously fucked in the head, psycho crazy individual who is just sitting in his room 24 hours a day, stewing over the dumbest shit imaginable. Maybe if my butt was smaller, my penis would look bigger, and then I would not be a virgin. This is madness. This is actual madness right here. The LSD throwaway says, lol, what, Lamau? Frothy replies saying, ass to dick ratio. Udalite says, ah, yes, the ass to dick ratio. They taught us that in gay math. 1 to 1 or less, I think. That's how ratios work. You lost ass says, not really about the ratio. What matters is how you angle your dick pics. This guy is nowhere. He's like, yeah, sweetie, it doesn't matter what the ratio are. You just got to get the right angle. Like that's true. That's like not even gay, like gay knowing. That's gay wisdom. That man has achieved gay enlightenment, and he now lives in a philosophical world of homosexuality where all things are possible. Genuinely good advice from my boy. Wow, that's insane. This guy's insane. If you see this man on your college campus, immediately run away. Like, don't just scream and run in the opposite direction as fast as you fucking can, or else you're going to be dragged into a candy van and forced to perform Do It for State videos for his amusement. Oh, I showed my cards. Okay, good. I didn't show you any of the secret ones that I got stashed away for a rainy day. All right, super chats, and let's get the fuck out of here. Let me find a nice cooler. Sorry, kill my chat for a second. Ooh, that's a really nice cooler. I'm like, ooh, let's just tweak it just a little bit so it's a little bit different and we're done. Alrighty, now let's start. I'll pull the Odyssey video up on a different browser so that it doesn't fuck with anything when I read. Show mode engage. Damn, super chats is way up now that it's on screen. Bam, I figured out the secret sauce, chat. Figured it out. They want the people have spoken. They chats on their screen and shit. The kingdoms and lands represented by the Hungarian crown or whatever says, I messed it up. I pretend I said something of value. Base, thank you. Neighbor for 5 says, most esteemed and venerable Kiwi Daimo, if you ever were properly doxed, I volunteer to be your official food taster and own a hole. That means body double. Listen, I don't speak Japanese. I'm going to assume that own a hole does in fact mean body double. And that seems like a very generous offer. Thank you. Devious Dave for 5 says, I would like to dedicate the super chat to all the general chat Kiwis. Also, please watch this. I don't watch videos for $5. What is it? I'll read the title of it. If it's like 10 seconds, I'll watch it. Mewing time lapse. So this is just a guy who actually... Okay, so the joke... Okay, I got you. I'll play it. It's pretty funny. If you don't know, mewing is like a thing that incels do to try and make their jawline more masculine. So this guy says, I'm gonna do a timeline to show that how my mewing is going. And the joke is that it has no fucking impact on his jawline whatsoever. Sucks to suck. I don't know what to tell you. He looks like the Chud meme. Finno-Hungarian Imperialist for 25 says, is it true that Theodore M. Fieser, Red Pill Gang TV at pm.me, emailed you requesting removal of his thread? And if so, in honor of Kill All Pedos YouTube being 9/11 after the Fiesening, now at odyssey.com/killallpedos, was published, could we get a reading of said email? Fieser has never asked me to delete his thread. I don't know where that rumor started. I mean, I can search real quick. I think it's Red Pill Gaming is like his handle, right? Red Pill Gang. Red Pill Gang. I do have one email from Red Pill Gang TV at protonmail.com, and it's him asking me that to clarify that I have never received an email from him saying that or never received an email from him asking for me to delete his thread. And I would clarify again that he has never asked me to delete his thread. He has only asked me to clarify that he's never asked me to delete his thread, which, as far as I'm aware, is a true statement. Thank you. The president of Nintendo for one says, here's a paltry $1 of a poodle supremacy denier. And when you gave up soda, did you start drinking something in its place? I went cold turkey for a month ago. Now I'm addicted to lemonade. I started drinking tea. I bought a little teapot and I now brew tea when I want some caffeine. Cythencia or whatever says again for 5. Demon Kikkrats vote Britain best country. No wonder they got immigrants and socialism. Send chat. That's a base post. That right there is true conservative wisdom straight from the mouth of a man who understands the value of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. J.K. Augustineson for 3 says, hey Juice, I did a portrait of you if you would like to see. And it's a Catbox file. This appears, is this like on physical media? This isn't done digitally. This is impressive because this looks like a napkin that someone painted black. Okay, it's Josh Moon, but he and the Moon it's actually quite nice. This is really nice. I'll put this on the screen so people may enjoy this as I continue to read Super Berries. It does look like it's actually done physically, which is pretty impressive. It looks like a towel or something. Thank you. James Boone for 9/11 says, happy 9/11, Josh. Oh, thank you. I hope you had a great 9/11 too. I sure did. What a wonderful, uplifting super chat. Reminds me of that tragedy. Oh, by the way, 9/11 is referred to as Patrick Tomlinson Day or Norm Macdonald Day too, because the tweet that he put out about how Norm Macdonald wasn't funny was coincidentally on 9/11. So now every 9/11, the Opie and Anthony Pest celebrate the start of Patrick Tomlinson's psychological deterioration. Bagface for 5 says, funny story regarding Ukraine. The Anglos and Leaves actually renamed Chicken Kievs to Chicken Kievs in response to the war. Oh, Chicken Kiev to Chicken Kievs. Okay. Yeah, I heard about that. I remember the big stink about Chicken Kiev and Chicken Kiev. Did hear about that. My stance is that that's really gay. Like, if you look at Polish cities, there's a different name for every single city in Poland in every language, because every place has a different name for every city. Like Danzig has like 8 million different names. It's Danzig in English, it's Gdansk in German, it's what's it called? Danzig in Polish. Oh, it's Gdansk in Polish. What's it in German? Danzig. You have to pronounce it correctly. That's the difference. So they all have different names. Austria, like Vienna has a different name. It's just Wein, I want to say, or Wien in German. So the whole shit where like Russian and Ukrainian names for a city are different. So therefore everyone has to bend over backwards to make sure you pronounce it quote unquote right. It's like, it's an enormous waste of fucking time. It's like with pronouns, like there's a thing on the forum where if someone says she regarding like a tranny, everyone goes she, really, like post the memes and shit. And it's like, as long as you know who someone's talking about, like the pronoun spurging is just like, just stop, please stop. please get upset about something else. Stop halting conversation to complain about trivialities like that. Kyle Larson, all chat for 5 says, long time viewer, first time juicer. Oh no, that's an okay name for my people who give me money. Juicers, that's pretty funny. Last week's 4-hour stream was one of the best. Definitely going to rewatch, because you look at doing 2 or 4 hour streams in the week, a week in the future. You've come so far as a presenter, it'd be ashamed to rob us of all of that. I would really like to maintain 2 to 3 hours as my streams, because 4 is just too long. Goes way too, like, it's like almost 3 a.m. here. Like I just can't do it. It's just not possible. That would be torture. I'm glad you liked it though. Thank you. The president of Nintendo said Hiroshima and Nagasaki 20 times for $1. So I'm not reading all that. You got your dollar's worth. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, motherfucker. Some guy sent in a library token, specifically just a single library token worth like 3 cents at absolute best. Says this is a lie. Unity only charges you when you make 200,000 yearly and in the game reaches over 200,000 downloads. It only takes any download going past the threshold. They're still charging you for downloads when they didn't before. People should use open source game engines and not Unity. I don't usually read those, but that one was spicy. It was very opinionated, and I want to say I don't care. A&N did nothing wrong for 10 says, a super chat recommended one of John Ronson's books in the last stream. Ronson used to work with and be friends with Graham Lynham, but happily threw him under the bus at the first opportunity when Lynham got canceled. P.S. Maybe super chatters rowing with each other might bring in more revenues. Super chat. Oh, I didn't know that about Ronson. I'm sorry. That does suck. I know that Lynham got fucking super canceled, and all he did is he took like the most milquetoast, like maybe men and women should have different sports, which should just be like obviously, yeah, that's the thing. And he got super canceled just over that because England's fucking insane. I don't know what you mean by maybe super chatters rowing with each other might bring in more revenue though. Sethenstium, the Hungarian guy, says for 5, the story about the tranny being dumped by his whole family warmed my heart. It is. It's one of those uplifting stories that we like to hear about because it makes life bearable. And he says again for 5, as a fellow Interrobang enjoyer, do you support the reintroduction of Old English letters to modern English? If so, can I do it in my super chats from now on? The only one that I would know is the conjoined AE for E as in pedophile. If you want to do that, I will definitely read them correctly. As far as reintroducing them, I would actually support a movement to clarify the vowels in English, because English is like one of the only languages on the planet where our vowels are not consistent. It's very distinctly English. Like usually dialects in foreign languages are based around different pronunciations of consonants, and in English it's the opposite. It's like all of our vowels are all over the fucking place. And they're just hilariously inconsistent because the English language is like a conjugation of like 10 different languages. So as far as like, I would be okay with like a system for reintroducing more explicit pronunciation of vowels so that they can be read more easily. But the issue with that is that it makes old writing difficult to read. Like any kind of writing reformation like that makes old writing illegible. And a great example of this is that modern Chinese is a constructed language by Mao Zedong. Like he literally rewrote Chinese to be simplified. That's what simplified Chinese is. So that means if you read simplified Chinese, you can't go back and read Chinese literature because it's different. And there's like thousands of years of Chinese literature, and hundreds of those used modern Chinese or traditional Chinese that's in Taiwan and stuff. So it's really a disservice, and it's intentional when it comes to the communists because they wanted to remove national identity and stuff as a part of their cultural revolution. But as far as like for normal people who aren't trying to be communists, it is a disservice to not be able to read your old literature. But it would I think it would improve the language if our vowels were more consistent in the writing. Yeah. Well, Lulu for 5 says, shit, motherfucker, I spent my motherfucking money on spilled liquor and shit in the club than you made all year, white boys. Yeah, nigga. I agree. That sounds true. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed spilling your liquor, my brother. Platinum Gaming for 500 library tokens says 07. Thank you very much. I will continue to use your library tokens to stake my videos to library. For 10 says, I knew it were you, matey. Here, have some of the good stuff. Kebab and beer emoji. And this is a reference to a video game called RuneScape. You see, chat, back in the day, there was an epidemic of botting on RuneScape. And so one of the many creative ways that Jagex employed anti-bot mechanisms to balance the economy, because obviously when you have a bunch of fake accounts doing shit and harvesting resources, it makes actual labor from real people less valuable, which sucks. So to combat this, they introduced random events. And one of the random events was a dwarf. He would come up to you with a beer out of nowhere and say, ahoy, matey. And if you ignored this man who has just brought you a beer and a kebab, he will start throwing rocks at you until you die. And you cannot kill him. He will just pummel you to death in a fit of rage. However, if you talk to him, if you answer his calls of jubilation, he will instead only give you a beer and a kebab and be on his way. And there are many events like this, but that's one of the most well-known ones. Oh, he did whistle too. I remember those. Sock Puppet Sam for 1 says, Drexel looks like a bag of melted Maltesers in that gym picture. That's true. I said he looked like a gnome piloting a mech. He looks like a big mech body, but he's just got like a little dwarf guy like hanging in his core and just his head's poking out. Lots of people made funny memes about that. Reckenbacker for 15 says, hey, last week you mentioned how you wanted to get that jacket after losing weight. I had a similar goal that motivated me to lose 60 pounds in 2 years. You should really swing by the workout threads when you have time to focus more on getting fit. The people there are super nice and supportive. I would like to do a little bit of fitness, but not right now. I know that sounds like a cop-out, but it's just not happening right now. There's too much I'm doing every fucking day in order to even take an hour to, because the thing is, it's not just taking an hour of your day, right? It's like starting a routine. And I just don't want to fucking do it right now. People can bitch and moan and say whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. Finno-Hungarian Imperialist for 15 says, wow, the woman Ralph choked and threatened to kill in front of their screaming baby was once anally raped. What the fuck? I love Ralph now. Total Ralph vindication. Ralph redemption arc is truly unstoppable. It's true. At first I thought Ralph was a piece of shit for violently threatening his wife in front of his child. However, now that I know that Mandolin Morris was anally raped when she was 17 by a Turkish man, I now believe that what he did was was justified. Could anyone in his position say they wouldn't have done the same? Be real now. Let's be reasonable people and end this witch hunt against Ethan Ralph. Sorry, let me clear my throat real quick. I do not have the strength to follow in his glorious footsteps. We all fall short of the gun. Sour for 10 says, is this you? Instagram post. Let's see. Probably not. I don't have a Instagram. Nut Deal Rick says, this had me fucking crying. This is a risky click. It has 3 million views. I assume this is going to be okay then. Are you a
actually, I'm a Ravenclaw.
It just screams. I've seen this before. So, someone has sent me this a million times. I've now watched it on stream. I hope you're happy. No, that is not me. Thank you very much. Rodomonte for $100 says, thanks for showing the industrial society in its future. Don't ever change, Josh. Your dogged determination to keep this completely illegal clusterfuck going is reassuring somehow. Well, it's reassuring because I think that anybody who's aware of their limitations and is willing to stick to their principles can achieve whatever they want, basically. I really don't think that anyone has any excuse to not do what they want in the US. And literally all you have to do is just do it. And if you can be funny while doing it, it helps a lot. But I'm apparently not funny enough because enough people aren't laughing for me to get my way. Oh, my voice is going. I better end this quickly. Sorry if I start reading things faster. I can just feel it. I can feel it slipping from me. Stupid fuck for 3 says, last night, quarterback of the New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers, tore his Achilles tendon and will be out the rest of the season. This is the second worst thing that happened to some New York Jets on 9/11. I also heard that my boy PPP won $900 betting on the New York Jets. He posted about this on Twitter. I mean, I don't know. I think that he does gambling streams now on Kick. I think that guy's ripe for a sponsorship from our boys at Stake. Hook him up with some juice. I see some good content coming out of that. Rabies Lernick for 1 says, as an upstate New Yorker, 2 towers weren't enough. I've always believed that New York should be split down the mountain range. They should make the western half the Niagara state, and then they make the other half the New York state, and just because it's just 2 different states. Like, there's no commonality between western New York and New York City, or upstate New York, I guess is what they call it. But what like past the mountains is just different. Kaleem Al Asim for 5 says, just like his wife, Nick Rekieta has to share his thread with Drexel. Ooh, that's mean. I don't know if I can co-sign that. There's not really any evidence that Drexel has fucked her. Only speculation. Itomi Taknakers or Tanakers for 10 says, motherfucking big snoo Josh Salvai's moon most physique what you afraid of wap boy Drexel's finna become a legion. And that's basically how, like, he wanted to talk to me, and now it's funny, there's a tweet in there where he's like, someone's saying, Drexel, maybe you should stop feuding with the Kiwi Farms, that's probably not going to end out well. And he's like, no, I'm going to keep my fucking foot on their fucking neck and shit. It's on. I'm going in. It's like, can you like be in any more of a stereotype? Can you talk any more stereotypical? And he's like, what do you mean? I ain't a stereotypical N-word. I ain't never been to jail. Is that the bar? Is that the bar you've set for yourself? As long as I can do whatever I want, as long as I manage to avoid not being fucking incarcerated for it, then I'm not actually an N-word. Okay. It's good to have some principles, some ambitions in life, I guess. Are you, Daniel Larson stand for 5 says, are you a secret BMJ juicer? Your secret is safe with me, Jers. I won't tell the rats. No, I am not. I can't understand people who give him money. I don't know what Signal Boot gets out of it. He's like weird, but the other people, I just don't get it. Generic username and password for 1 says, have you seen all the pedos simping for the Barbie commercial from 1970? No. I'm not gonna. Hold up. Skim through it. I don't get it. Doesn't look pedo-y. Sorry, I don't want to like stop the stream to watch it, but it's just a Barbie ad from 1970. Gosh Kanazi for 10 says, I'm coming around with hating the British more and more for their anti-privacy and pause legislature. What's your top reasons for being anti-UK? My top reason is that almost everybody I know from the UK is like insane. There are very few people in the United Kingdom I can think of that, not even that I like, that are just not insane. There's something wrong with them. There's something about how they sent their best off to die, and they kept all the losers and cripples and retards back home, and the gays, and now they just have an entire society that they rebuilt after losing, you know, millions of men in 2 different wars, from like the dysgenic leftovers of those military conflicts that the United Kingdom involved themselves in purely to maintain their empire, which they lost anyways. It's just like they're mentally ill. They have a skewed set of values. They're just fucking nuts. And I'm very thankful I don't have to talk about any of them. There's one in particular that desperately wants me to talk about them. And the only way that I would ever do that is if they somehow force themselves into Ethan Ralph's life. And thankfully that will never happen because they're too mentally stunted to figure out how to travel to Mexico. So we're safe, chat. We're safe from ever having to talk about the English. What about Sargon? I don't know. He seems like a loser, to be honest with you. Maybe he's better now, but he seems like a loser. Let's see. I've lost my tab. Someone faking the name Pipkin Pippa for 10 says, is that the Joshua Connor Moon? Nice try, guy. Trying to trick me. I am not tricked by fake anime rabbit simps. Genocide CO for 5 says, came in late, but what were you thinking of? But what you were thinking of is that MGM used to be part of Disney. Their Hollywood Studios was MGM Studio, and I think most of the Pixar type movies were what MGM owned. I did not know that. I did not know that MGM was started by Disney. That's interesting. I know that Disney used to want to keep like their Disney brand very clean, so they would have multiple studios with different names, so they could run, you know, non-G-rated stuff without having to worry about Disney itself being tarnished by like any kind of negative reputations that fall out. I didn't know they owned MGM though. It's interesting. So does Disney own all the casinos on the Strip? Is that what I'm thinking of? Because if they own MGM and MGM started the MGM Grand, and then the MGM Grand bought up half the Strip, then that means that Disney owns half the casinos in Vegas. Is that true? Am I like, has something changed since then? Because like, what is the reality there? Longboarder 241 for 5 says, in lieu of Ed Hat closing their source, Ed Hat, I don't know what that is. In lieu of Ed Hat closing their source, I decided it would be a good idea to donate to my favorite open source app, Krita. Is there any open source projects you donate to? No, there is not. I don't have the money to donate to random open source projects, and everything that I rely on right now is closed source. I think I might have donated money to a couple open source things a while ago. There was that time I donated $250 to that guy who ran the PHP Surrey project because he was chimping out over the Kiwi Farms, and then he realized that he had received a donation from the public Kiwi Farms wallet, and he was afraid of getting like blocked by like exchanges, so he like donated the money to some tranny organization or something. There's that time. Disney is no longer a part of MGM. Okay, thank you for the clarification. Fake Pippa Pipkin also says, uh-oh, Merryweather, in response to the Merryweather VTuber thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what this person is trying to force with his super chats. I'm very suspicious of them. Baja Blast Enjoyer for 2 says, hey Josh, have you seen Scrubs? I've been rewatching it for the past few days. I'm surprised how well it holds up. I have seen Scrubs. It was a good show. I remember it fondly, but I can't remember anything except that the black guy and the white guy were like best friends. And I remember the grumpy doctor. He was my favorite. Ice Mexican for 10 says, seen lesbo domestic violence personally. Some dyke I worked with got beaten up by her girlfriend and told everyone. She made a big deal out of it, and then a week later they got back together with her. Rematch time, smiley face. Many such cases. I've heard many such cases. Rabies Lorenek for 1 says, I tried to learn stick shift yesterday and got my new truck stuck in the mud. While my family tries to unfuck this, please tell me your thoughts on coyotes. God bless you and coyotes. I have no opinions on coyotes, bro. You already asked me this. Person's account for 20 says, Jersh, as a level 99 racist and the internet premier vexiologist, what is your opinion of the whitest state in the U.S. flag, Maine? I'm pretty sure Maine is just a blue bedsheet one. Yeah, it is. Any flag that's just like navy blue with the fucking state seal on it is trash. And like there's almost no originality to those. I don't understand. Like I don't understand why now in modern times you don't go back and change your flag, because your flag is like your branding. You know, you put it on stuff to be like, hey, you know, we make stuff. You like Idaho does this where they have a shitty flag too. I think they just have a blue. Yeah, they do. It's like, I don't understand why, because you can take your flag, right? And you can make a really distinct design with it. And you have to consider like the Swiss flag. The Swiss flag is a perfect example, because you see that little red plus on something and you just instinctively associate it with quality. Like, even if it's not true, when you see the Swiss flag, you think like, Swiss people make that and they make good stuff. This is literally after World War II, they, the British and the US agreed to a thing where for overseas trading, they had to say like made in whatever country they're from, like their origin country. And the entire point of this was that they wanted to punish West Germany. The British wanted to make it so that nobody bought West German wares. They would see made in West Germany and they would think, I don't want to support Germans, so they wouldn't buy it. But then because the Germans make good stuff, it became associated with quality. And then when people saw made in Germany, they would buy it, even though the entire purpose was the exact opposite intended effect. So you should see like the little flag of Idaho, like you would see the Swiss flag or the German flag on something and think, hey, this is going to be a quality potato because it's made in Idaho. And I associate Idaho with good potatoes, you know? So, but the thing is, I think in the US, no states make anything anymore. So you would say made in Texas, and it's like, oh, what does that mean? It's probably built in China, and then they just assemble it in Texas or something. You know what I mean? So states don't even bother with any kind of identity or branding. And it's really, 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 really sad, because it would be so cool if every state had like a nice flag and they were proud of what they made and they put it on packaging and stuff. I don't understand why it is what it is. Let's see. Next one's way down the list. Stephen Rith, for one, says there are almost 20,000 homeschooled in Poland, according to the Ministry of Education. Just failed to do a simple Google search. Overlord has fallen. I misremember. I think Poland might have had some students, but there are some countries in Europe which have almost no homeschooling students whatsoever. And it might not be Poland. Poland might be more liberal than it, but like particularly with German, I think Czechia, it might have been Albania. That was the country that just had a single homeschool student in like the entire country. But they do have like it's really shocking like how tightly regulated homeschooling is. That shit would never fly in the US. Just like never. It would never be allowed. If you tried to regulate homeschooling, you would legit have dead politicians in the US. It would probably, trying to like snap the neck on homeschooling in the US would probably fly worse than trying to regulate like weapons outright. It just wouldn't happen. Galvaroth for 10 says, Happy Tuesday. Thank you. He posted crossing swords emoji, fire emoji, and orthodox emoji. I don't know what that means. Crossing swords, fire, and orthodox emoji. Maybe it's like a Deus Vult thing, but the Orthodox didn't do Deus Vult, did they? That was the Catholics. Very confusing, chat. The Lonely Wendigo for 5 says, never going to cover Blue Fulf. I don't blame you. I've heard about that, but I'm not interested in like weird furry drama. Maybe if someone makes a compelling post on the Math Internet thread, I'll consider it, but I haven't looked into it at all. Crusaders for 5 says, hello, Jersh. How goes your faith in Christ? Also, I also got a kettle recently and started drinking tea, but now that I know lowercase I internet Hitler does it, I'm swearing off the anti-Semitic leaf juice. As I said when I asked questions about religion, I'm not going to talk about it on stream. I guess that's not the Christian thing to do, right? You're supposed to proselytize, but I don't really have an interest in doing that right now. I apologize. I'll put my thing back up. Sorry to ruin tea for you. I know that my level 99 racism is very infectious, but it is what it is. I do like high caffeinated tea. And let me double check Odyssey. I think that might be it though. It is. All right. I don't think I missed anybody. I will see you guys on Friday. Have a lovely Tuesday or night if you're in Europe. I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye. And then I got the Gunt song ready to go, I think, somewhere. Yep. Bye-bye.
You think you're going to talk to me like this? You're not. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? You won't talk to me like this.
Stop fucking with the G. Cause I'm a landmine, motherfucker. You should tread gently. They know what I'm about, and still bitches wanna tempt me. And now they're face down on the ground, minus 10 feet, G. Cause I'm a landmine, motherfucker. You should tread gently. They know what I'm about, and still bitches wanna tempt me, G. Damn, Horse pubic hair grows at a tragic rate. She's been tying it up in cornrows and fucking magic braids. Shame you ain't friends with a razor blade, cause it's seen less of that puss than I've seen since we got married May. Ralph finna take us to that scary place and force your hairy space all up in Harry's face. Morris about as brainless as a Vickers or a Faith is run little horsey back to your zoophiliac rapist. Crap, I got carried away, dragged to the crack shack, promised you Saint-Tropez. There's no going back. Now what's your old man gonna say when you pose for the snaps and show him your snatch, okay? Why do the crazy hitches wind up in Vegas? Why do the plainest bitches wind up as plaintiffs? Why, after all these switches, do they not know what AIDS is? Why did my world championship belt end up on Craigslist? Bitch ass nigga, think I won't grab the Kalashnikov, unleash a Rochester massacre, or get a match lit up, light up a Transgashlicka, whatever turns you to ash quicker. Copters flying overhead, and I don't mean the ones they keep deploying right over my daddy's shed. Got caught copping a liquid shit. Back to her dad she went with a message. Stop fucking with the G, cause I'm a landmine, motherfucker. You should tread gently. They know what I'm about, and still bitches wanna tempt me. And now they're face down on the ground, minus 10 feet, G. Cause I'm a landmine, motherfucker. You should tread gently. They know what I'm about, and still bitches wanna tempt me. So how's the Satan spawn? Oops, didn't know my mic was on. Guess I gotta tighten the rules around having devices, hun. I don't wanna, but wouldn't you rather shit be nice and fun? Cause I got these vices and you don't know how I might respond. Slap a judge, rape a jury. I smell like a Maker's Brewery. Mine is gone, ain't no one could ever cure me. No brain and no bronze, only the naked fury. To hire the world's best ghost writer to write this song, observe the house rules. Shut up, pantsuit. Don't dare tell me what I can and what I can't do. Pay the bills, bitch, it ain't Richmond. This is Cancun. Don't say that I can't say, nigga. Yes, I can, coon. In return for the flagellate, have a drawing of some kids, 6, 7, 8, for you to masturbate. Bet you didn't think you'd learn maths today, since you ran away from my stiff 3 right into a flaccid 8. Harry's got his horse back, now he brings the cavalry. So I pen an apology, that shoulda gave him clarity. But all this fat nigga wants to do is have a stab at me, and thinks that I won't stab back revenge pornographically. Or maybe you just love me. Maybe you want me to take care of you same way that your daughter took care of me. But you're so far in the closet, Harry, only way you'll take a swing is if you take that sling and do like David Carradine. Stop fucking with the G, cause I'm a landmine, motherfucker. You should tread gently. They know what I'm about, and still bitches wanna tempt me. And now they're face down on the ground, minus 10 feet, G. Cause I'm a landmine, motherfucker. You should tread gently. They know what I'm about, and still bitches wanna tempt me.
You won't talk to me like this.
Who the fuck you think you're talking to? You won't talk to me like this. Fucking slatternly hoe. G. Bitches slatternly. Slatternly. Shout out to Liquid Richard. Hey yo, where the fuck you at, nigga?
I don't give a fuck whether you're approving or not. Clean that shit up.